Friday night hockey here at the Alpha Ice Complex. We got the Lions versus the Panthers. The Pitt hockey team will take on the Penn State Ice Lions for Pitt's third rivalry matchup, and it's their third game of the season. My name is Andrew Bialich, and I'm pleased to be joined by Maxine Van Norwich. Maxine, 3 games, Battle of the Bird, Backyard Brawl, and now Battle of Pennsylvania. How does Pitt keep handling these rivalry matchups in just their third game of the season?
Well, Andrew, I think Pitt's been handling them fiercely. We are the Pitt Panthers for a reason. Pitt Panthers are always ready to attack. We've been dominating these games. We're at 2-0. I'm curious to see how we're going to play against the Ice Lions tonight, Penn State Ice Lions, but I know the Pittsburgh Panthers have it in them to go rivalry after rivalry after rivalry. It's a lot of pressure? Yes. Can they do it? Yes, they can.
Pressure indeed, but one thing, when Pitt faces pressure, they fight back. Their game against Duquesne, a lot of physicality. Duquesne fought back. No lead was safe that entire game, but Pitt was able to belt out a 9-6 victory against the Duquesne Dukes, winning the Battle of the Bird for another year. Pitt dominated the home ice. They look to take advantage of this home ice as we have fans expected in attendance. Word around the campus is tonight is a big game for both schools. How do you think having the crowd will impact the Panthers tonight?
Are used to having a large crowd here, and rumor has it there will be around 70 students being bused in from Central Oakland to be here at this game tonight. This is humongous for the Pittsburgh Panthers as they're looking to gain more reputation on campus and become a larger sport. These students in here, Andrew, I think they'll add a lot of pressure, but I think they'll add a lot of fun. The Pittsburgh Panther fans, they're known for all their fun, the Oakland Zoo, the Pitt football games. I think it'll be a fun game. I think it'll be a loud game, too. I'm curious to see how the hockey players will react with screaming fans, with the dancing, with the music. What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, nothing better than Friday night playing in front of your peers, your friends, your family, the people you go to class with. Them all being here, I mean, a lot for this Pitt team. And like you mentioned, the Oakland Zoo, the student section at a Treasure. It's very loud, very fun. I'm excited to see the atmosphere tonight at Alpha Ice Complex. And even more so, this is an in-state rivalry. I know the Pitt Panthers and the Penn State Nittany Lions don't play each other as often as we would like to in the NCAA sports, as well as here we haven't played the Ice Lions since 2019. But this is a huge in-state rivalry. College Station versus Pittsburgh, even more so. The coaches of the Pitt team have all grew up in Pittsburgh, while the Penn State coaches have all graduated from Penn State. For more on the history of these two teams, let's send it down to our Ice Love reporter, Natalie Fogel.
Yes, as you were saying, this is a big game for Pitt. It's not only their third game of the season, but it's also their third rivalry. But I think what makes this game so special is we have Pitt and Penn State, arguably 2 of the biggest public universities in Pennsylvania. So everyone from the state is going to have an opinion on one team or the other. Obviously, the players are going to have a lot of intensity. They're going to be really excited for this game. But we're also going to have an ice rink filled with filled with fans from both teams. But I think the most notable part of this is we have Pitt's head coach and assistant coach, who are both from the Pittsburgh area. They grew up around here. They care a lot about this city. But we also have Penn State's head coach, who played for Penn State hockey and graduated back in 2018. We also have both assistant coaches, one from 2000 who graduated in 2000, and the other one graduated just last spring in 2025. So I think that is another layer added onto everything. They're really excited. They want their team to win. They care a lot about these teams, and it's going to mean a lot to all of them. So I think all those elements added together is going to make for a really exciting game, and I'm excited to see how it goes. Back to you, Maxine and Andrew.
Alrighty, thank you for that, Natalie. Again, this is a huge rivalry, and what's really important are the key players for both these teams. Take a look at our players to watch, starting with the visiting Penn State Ice Lions. First up is number 27, Matthew Nizer, a junior forward. This season has 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points. He scored the first goal of the season for the Ice Lions against Delaware. Delaware, they played their D1 team, and Delaware is a school with an historic club hockey program. He also had an assist in a Delaware game as well. Last season, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points. Now let's move on to Drayson Messner this season. He has 3 goals. All his goals came in their weekend series against Syracuse. That was last week. At December 19th, scored the lone goal for the Ice Lions. While on December 20th, he scored 2 goals, including the first goal in the shootout. Penn State won that game 5-4 in the shootout against the Syracuse Orange. Now let's turn to the home squad, the Pitt Panthers. Maxine, who do you have?
We have some exciting players to watch today. The first one, number 16, Santana Volteri. Goes by Tino. He's a sophomore, 6'2". Boy, does he have an exciting season coming up. This season, he scored 5 goals, 5 points. He had a hat trick against West Virginia and 2 goals versus Maine. He also scored an opener against Maine, 26 seconds in. He Again, 4 goals in 16 minutes and 26 seconds. We know, Bucks, this is going to be an exciting game for him. Additionally, Augie Ashley, we're keeping our eye on him. He's a sophomore winger. Augie Ashley, this season, he's gotten 2 goals, 4 assists, totaling 6 points. 2 of those goals against Duquesne, 1 at Statewell, and 3 assists against West Virginia. Augie Ashley, born and raised between America, Canada, and the UK. He's an exciting player. Andrew, I know I'm looking forward to seeing more of him tonight.
Yes, we are. Augie Ashley, one of many Pitt players who played really well against Duquesne, stepped up when the going got tough. They kept fighting. They kept pushing. A lot of goals scored off of rebounds, a lot of goals from the point. So it's a real team effort last week on September 13th against the Duquesne Dudes. Looking more closely at the game, Pitt won that game 9-6. Like you said in your players to watch, Zena Mostari scored a goal 26 seconds in. And if my math is correct and that draft was correct, that meant 4 goals in only 80 minutes of hockey this season. Also lighting the lamp for the Panthers was Andres Foran with 2 goals. Augie Ashley, 2 goals, like you mentioned. Derek Hydrzik as well getting a goal. And Matthew Bobko scoring as well. And Santino Motari got the goal that made it 8-6. The key insurance over the Panthers, while Andres Foran iced a Tate with the empty netter. It was, again, a real team effort, real physical showing against Duquesne. How do you think Pitt can build on what they did against Duquesne against Penn State?
I mean, Andrew, it's exactly what you said. Everything these boys do is a team effort. They're always willing to build on each other, always willing to work.
Alrighty, with that, we're looking forward to more action between the Pitt Panthers and the Penn State Ice Lions. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have ACHA hockey right here at the Alpha Ice Complex, presented by the Pitt Broadcasting Club.
My name is Maverick Krupe. I'm a freshman to the hockey team, and my role, I don't know what my role is, just to be a good teammate, I guess. Be a good teammate and win games. I started playing when I was 9. My dad's Canadian, he's from Toronto, so it was kind of just a must. I was a little forced into it, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I started playing when I was 9. I played in Florida until I was 13, and then I moved to Chicago. I played in Chicago for a year, and then went back to Toronto with my dad and played there for 2 years. And then when COVID hit, I went back home and ended up playing high school hockey and finished out my junior career in Florida with the Florida Eels for the last 3 years. And then this year came here. JC gave me a tour, and we kind of walked around, and I love the school. And yeah, he's a great guy, so it was really easy to kind of jump on board with him. When I first got here, it was pretty welcoming right away. Like all the guys, I remember the first time we met, we actually went to Fermanti Bros, and we went and got wings. So it was really cool. The guys are all awesome. They made it very easy to kind of acclimate into the team, and we all do stuff together, which is really nice. And I'm a center, so I mean, I guess everybody associates taking face-offs with the center, which I try to do. Mostly you help out all over the ice, try not to get caught out of position, but thankfully I have 2 really capable line mates that cover me when I do get caught out of position, which I'm pretty thankful about. But yeah, center's just kind of, you're always trying to make sure the play develops as best as you can. I really love all sports, but hockey, especially the guys that play hockey, it's just different. I mean, there's just some type of sense of family in the team that you get on a lot of teams. I don't know. I can't speak for all the other sports because I'm not too, I haven't really played any other sport too much, but for hockey, it just seems like you have a band of brothers and you stick with them. And I mean, guys that I played with 3-4 years ago, I'm still talking to today. They're my really good friends. So that part's really big. And then also just being able to fly around and, hit people and kind of get away with it. You couldn't really do it off the ice. So that's also pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's the best sport in the world. I think we just need to keep moving in the right direction. I think last weekend was really big for us. We had a really good 2 games. We didn't get the results we wanted to the second game. I think just keep playing our systems and developing with our systems, just getting better at them is really essential, but also kind of just all working together, staying on the same page and lifting each other up is a really big thing. It's hard to do sometimes when you're down, but it's a key to the game. And I think if we can really get that down, then we're going to be a really successful team. As far as Syracuse, I don't know a specific player. I've heard that they're a really good team. They're really sound. They have a overall just a very solid team. And you can't take anybody lightly. They're going to be a really good battle for us. It's going to be a really good test, and I know they're probably going into this weekend feeling the same way, that it's going to be a battle. So I think everybody on either side can say that they're looking forward to it. As far as guys to watch on our team, I think JC nailed it on the head pretty well. I mean, he's a very good player. So is Bilski. Bilski's they've really been producing lately. My roommate, I hate to say this because I know he's listening, but Santino, he's you can hear him in the background, but he's a player to watch too. He's been doing really well. And Keller, Drake Tomac, Ian Keller, they're his line mates, very good players to watch too. And I know we have guys like Mac and Crawl, they're going to be coming out as well. I've been watching them in practice, and they're doing really well in practice. So I think it's going to translate to the game soon, and they're going to have a couple of really good breakout games this weekend.
Yeah, hi, I'm Brady Rotolo. I'm a senior defenseman on the University of Pittsburgh men's ice hockey team. I think for me, the biggest thing is going to be stepping into my role as captain this year. Obviously, I was assistant captain last year, and I think now with the help I have from Maverick Ruby and Eddie Pezzo as my assistant captains, stepping into that's going to be a big challenge for me, but I'm ready to take it. And I think the entire team, losing, I believe, the 5 seniors we had last year, obviously is going to be tough. You're not going to fill their roles, but we're excited for the 13 new guys we had to give it their best shot. And I think that they're already doing so well in practice and pre-game stuff and meetings and all that stuff that we're super excited to see where that takes them. It's been crazy. I can speak for it myself just because I've gotten the first hand of meeting all 13 and getting to meet everyone and personalities and hearing about their family and where they're coming from and all that stuff. But it's been really fun, really exciting. We've had a blast, but we've also been working really hard behind closed doors, and it's been very rewarding. And I hope to see that reward pay off on Friday and Saturday. I'm excited to see what this group can do on and off the ice. I know that we're already close, but obviously when you're winning and having fun, it's a great combo. So I think that in one word, winning is what I'm looking for. OU, Ohio University, is always on our list. I like to play anyone that's in that top 20 ranking. I like to play everyone every night, but I think when those games are on your schedule, you always circle them a little bit more, and you grip the stick a little bit more tight. It means a little bit more. I like to keep loose before a game. I don't like to get too tight. Listen to some music. I'll vary from time to time. I think the most weird thing I do is basically just stretch the same before every game, but I'm not one of those guys that they can't touch their sticks before they go out or anything like that. Pretty normal, pretty bland, but keep it simple, I guess.
Excitement is starting to build as the students have arrived. Maxine, you alluded to this earlier. We see the students are sitting in front of us, are sitting on the other side as well. What do you think this crowd is going to bring tonight as the Panthers look to defeat the Ice Lions?
Well, Andrew, as you know, again, Pitt is infamous for their student sections. We have the Panther Pit at the football games. They go rowdy. They have a big flag that gets passed throughout the section. It's a great time. We also have the Oakland Zoo, who are known for their antics against the other teams. These are 2 very individual student sections, and I'm curious to see how the Pitt ice hockey student section will form itself. Will they be antics? Will they be yelling at Penn State, or will they be fully supportive of the Pitt Panthers? Will they be booing? We just don't know how these students are going to react, but Andrew, I'm curious how the team's going to react. What are you thinking?
Well, they all came out without their helmets. They're starting to get an applause. Interesting. Pitt coming out wearing their white jerseys. Penn State has not come out on the ice. The officials are out. We got about 90 seconds till puck drop. We'll have a national anthem beforehand, but the students are piling in. For sure, when this game starts, we did a lot of cheering. And we also heard Penn State's trained students as well during our first broadcast club meeting. Our president, my color commentator for the Game and Duquesne, mentioned a swarm of Penn State students are coming in on buses. I'm excited to hear the roar of the crowd between the roar of the Lion and the roar of the Panther tonight here at the Alpha Ice Complex.
Andrew, there's really nothing like it. These teams are so individual, and this rivalry, the battle of the state of Pennsylvania. We're on opposite sides. We're here in Western PA. Penn State is a little closer to the east side. I'm so curious to see how these players are going to react. We don't really know how these Pittsburgh Panthers deal with fans. Is it going to knock them off their game? Is it going to be a distraction? We're hoping not here at the Alpha Ice Complex, but Andrew, only the points and score will tell.
Yeah, only the score will tell. Last time these 2 teams played, I have to go back to September 23rd, 2019. Penn State beat Pitt 7-1, taking the Panthers as their prey were those Lions, but Pitt looks to right the ship this time and beat the Ice Lions down. And hopefully the score for our state is not a blowout, as I expect a good game tonight. But with these D1, D2 battles, they're always interesting to see. Penn State, for their part, as the D2 team in this matchup, has played well. Only one rough game. That was a 6-1 loss in series December 19th. Their game against D1 Delaware went to overtime. They lost. Their game against Syracuse, the second game against Syracuse, they won in a shootout. So they've been handling their D1 opponents relatively well. I'm going to see what happens tonight as Penn State walks out wearing their Navy jerseys. You have Penn State hockey on the front with the number and just some on the back. Pitt wearing the white jerseys. And with that, we will go to the national anthem. When we come back, it'll be game time right here at the Alpha Ice Complex. Yeah, thank you. You too.
Good evening and welcome to Alpha Ice Complex, home of the Pittsburgh Panthers. And today, all Panthers are hosting the Penn State Lions. Both teams are affiliated with the American Youth Hockey Association and USA Hockey. In this game, we play under the rules of the NCAA. Now your attention is directed to center ice as we introduce the players for today's game. Starting in goal for the Nittany Lions, number 30, Chris McFadden. On right defense, number 3, Chase Simpson. At left wing, number 23, Ben Russell. At center, number 17, Wes Schwartzman. And at right wing, number 10, Nate Lipton. Now, for your Pittsburgh Panthers, number 29, Sam Hopper. Now left defense, number 19, Brady Rattola. Now right defense, number 23, Devin Mastag. Now left wing, number 7, Augie Ashley. At center, number 16, Santino Monteri. And at right wing, number 15, Anthony Sawicki. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for playing the national anthem.
All righty, it is game time, folks. We are here at the Alpha Ice Complex. Andrew Bialik, Maxine Van Nortwood. We talked about the students a lot in the pregame. They are here. They're right in front of us. And just like us, Maxine, they want to see their Panthers beat the Ice Lions.
I think we're ready for a good game tonight. And again, this energy from the student section is new for the Alpha Ice Complex. During the national anthem, it's always a tradition for students to yell "Hail" when that happens in the national anthem. I heard one or two, and you know what? I think that's a positive starting sign for where we're going tonight. Andrew, I know for one, I'm excited for this game. What are you thinking? What are some predictions you have?
I'm expecting a close game, a physical game. I think Pitt gets the win. I think their experience, their physicality, their strength will be able to overpower the D2 Nittany Lions, but I think Penn State will fight back, and they will show that just because they're in D2 doesn't mean they're a second-class hockey team. Both teams are in the ACC Hockey Conference, but Pitt obviously D1, Penn State D2. As Pitt starting the lineup has taken the ice, Penn State's as well. For the visiting Panthers, the visiting Ice Lions, starting you have number 10, Nathan Whipty at forward. Number 17, Wesley Schwarzmiller. At defense, number 3, Tace Tymishin. Also at forward is number 23, Ben Drasser, while taking the faceoff for the home Pitt Panthers was Santina Moltari. Penn State's going to take control of the faceoff. Whipty feeds this across the blue line to his teammates and sends this into Pitt's end. 10 seconds down by both sides. Now Santina Moltari he had a head of steam at the blue line, but couldn't control it. Now a 3-on-1 opportunity, a shot, a pass, and a save by McFadden. What a way to start this game. Sent out of the zone, but a good hold at the red line and fired back in to Penn State's end. What a first 30 seconds this has been, Maxine. Potential for more. Penn State's going to try and rate this puck out. They had it out the zone. Audie Ashley, Brady Rotolo had the puck. And now fed to Ashley as he enters the offensive zone. A 1-on-3, but lost control of the puck. Routes that around the net and will be scooped up by Penn State Steelers as they look to break out. A pretty eventful 50 seconds so far in that scene.
Yeah, Andrew, we just saw all those big passes and stuff, especially number 16, Santana Moltori. Recently in a game, he scored a goal just 26 seconds in. I feel like, Andrew, we can expect a lot of big action coming from him, especially off the front. Tino Moltori is not a player to be doubted tonight, Andrew. What are you thinking?
Moltari, I expect some great things from him again. 5 goals, does 2 games, halved his goal total from last year. Last season, 9 goals, already 5, and it's just been 2 games as we are 1 minute gone by here. As Penn State raises out of their own end, puck on the blue line, a nice grab. I thought it was a very good defensive play by Pitt's defense on that time. Aiden Foster in the play. Now Josh Tripp enters the offensive zone. He has speed. He's going around the net, still in control of the puck, evading ice line. Sends to the points of Peluso. He rips one, but ultimately wide. Now Foster again. A nice pinch by him. A tip in, and it doesn't go. Sent back out to the points to Peluso. He walks, passes that down, and now a puck sends to the slot, and it goes cross ice to Foster. Here's the points. A lift to Pezzo. Backhands that around the net, and that will be Kyle Lynch battling for that puck. 18-19 in shots, 2-0 Pitt. That's seen a very fast-paced game so far.
Very fast-paced game indeed. We're watching all these players go, and they're passing the puck. Some great teamwork, Andrew.
And we just had our first big hit of the game as Devin Canals quarterbacks that breakout, and now it's sent in as Daniel Troll caught Christopher McFadden out of his net, but Penn State was able to recover as they start the breakout shot. Still 2-0, 2 minutes gone by, 17 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first period. Canals with a long pass, and a Pitt player's all alone. They have a breakaway, and it doesn't go. Too many moves as McFadden was able to make the save on Schaefer. A close one for Pitt to get up 1-0, but ultimately McFadden says no as that's backhanded into Penn State's end. And now it'll be Penn State's number 8 playing the puck, trying to go for a lone pass up. No ice as it goes all the way into Pitt's end. Team captain Brady Rotolo picks that puck up. A high backhand sends that to the right-handed boards. Now puck back in the slot as Partridge tries to skate that around the net, but ultimately goes right to 3 Pitt Panthers as they send this one up, trying to find Drake Tomat. Banks it off the boards, ultimately goes to Chase Timachin, who sends that out of the zone and back to the captain, who sends it back up, knots it into Penn State's end with 16 minutes and 55 seconds left. He comes off for a change. A lot of action as Penn State breaks it out. They're trying to set something up, but ultimately pass the puck right to Toby Bilski. But Penn State's able to break through a shot and a nice block by the team. It's a follow-up chance and a save by Coppola. Penn State with their first scoring chance of the game as that's sent up to Tomat, but ultimately held in the zone as Tomat under control. Puck now on the right side, 16.5 minutes left. A very eventful 3.5 minutes, nothing on the scoreboard, but a lot of speed so far. The D2 ice line coming out with D1 energy right now, Maxine.
Yeah, I completely agree. We're also having some of that D1 physicality. We saw captain number 19, Brady Rotolo. He's getting physical. He's on defense, getting physical within the ice line. Are you ready? This game has been a lot of aggression. There's ice flying everywhere. Skates are moving fast. I don't know if the students are ready for this, but this is the game they're getting, Andrew.
And a glove save for Sam Coppola. Sam Coppola started against Duquesne. Already has 2 saves as the shots are even up at 2 with 16 minutes and 4 seconds left. Again, Duquesne, Sam Coppola had 45 saves, 6 goals against. Penn State won the faceoff. Now at the points, Austin Lambert fires that around the net. And that's Nathan Whipty trying to control, but has sent it to the slot, and that's picked up by Foster. Sends that to the left boards and ultimately out of the zone. A potential breakaway chance for Ashley. He gets the puck. He circles, tries to has the slot, and Valtari couldn't control. That would have been an excellent scoring chance for Pitt, but Peluso holds it in. Now potential other chances. Ashley was able to get that puck with his feet. Still battling for it now, but out of the zone. Fed cross ice. Potential 2-on-2 opportunity, but a nice stop by Peluso. But the Penn State throws the puck and a shot and a save by Topola. Shots now 3-2 Penn State with 15 minutes and 25 seconds left. Banked off the boards. Icing arm is up. That will not be called an icing. It was waved off. That was an almost good chance by Pitt. Shot still 3-2 Penn State. And a nice keep in by Suet. A 3-on-2 opportunity for the Panthers. But Suet was under pressure. Couldn't find a look. He had 2 of his teammates buy in, but ultimately nothing comes up for that. 5 minutes gone by. What do you think Pitt or Penn State has to do to start getting pucks to the back of the nets?
Andrew, I simply they just got to get out of each other's way. Again, we're seeing that physicality, and we're seeing also some good defense from number 41, Alex Peluso. He's a junior with 1 assist against a game against WVU and 1 assist against Duquesne. Last season, he had 1 goal, 7 assists, and 8 points. We see him working his defense, and I think that's what we need to do. I think we need a stronger defense, get it out of the Panthers' half, get it into the ice lines, go into the ice lines, need to do the same thing, get it out of the half, and go to the goal.
And when you see these two teams playing this aggressive physical style, he is just to play simple. As Pezo shoots, that's ultimately, I think, blocked by his own teammate. Now playing behind the boards, behind the net. Is that sent up and out of the zone? A nice hold, but ultimately Luke Henderson couldn't hold on to the puck as it's now in Pitt's end. But his teammates did a good job regrouping as Devin Knaus battling hard on the right side of the boards. 14.5 minutes left. As Kyle Lynch tries to set something up, but ultimately Henderson and the rest of the Panthers doing a nice job playing team play. But Lynch has the puck now, sent to Topple. He makes a save for the 4th shot, and now a chance for Penn State, and that's up and out. So we'll have a dead play, but Penn State is dealing anything Pitt gives them right to Topple.
Yeah, Andrew, I think this is looking like a pretty even matchup so far. You know, we're not seeing any of those upfront goals by Tino. We're not seeing any of this big action. It's a lot of fighting, and they're going at each other, but really no goals so far or anything like that. We're looking forward to it. We are 14 minutes into the period, about to
Penn State control of the face of a shot and a save by Topple. They're still fighting. The puck is loose. Now a chance to point, a shot and a block. A nice block shot by the captain. Still battling for behind the net. Looks like Topple lost his stick, but Penn State still has control of the puck behind the net. Trying to send us up to the points. The time machine sends it D to D. A shot was tipped down. Puck still being played at the slot. Now moves to the right side. 13 minutes and 45 seconds left. High energy. Time machine has the puck. Just lost control. Fires it. And a save by Topple. Pitt has to break out here, but ultimately goes right to the ice lines. That's banked out of the zone. That's sent up. Almost went to Schaefer, but now fired back into Pitt's end as Penn State changes. Right now, the Lions are hunting the Panthers pretty good as it's sent up to the slot. A nice scoring chance, and it was blocked. 13-16 left. Shot 6-3 Penn State. A starting try is not even 3 minutes ago, and the shots are 2-0 Pitt. A shot that goes out, and Pitt will get a much-needed breather, Maxine. Penn State never took their foot off the gas pedal.
No, they did not, and I'm expecting to see more action from defense, especially number 5, Aiden Forster. He's a senior. They won against WVU. Last season, he had 1 game, 0 goals, and 7 assists. I'm telling you, defense number 5, Aiden Forster, I'm looking to see more from him. What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm just looking for Pitt's defense again to just really keep fighting right as that's sent in the Penn State's end. A nice battle to keep that puck in. No offsides. This hit was stopped short right by the blue line. 12:48 left in the period. Ultimately sent out of Penn State's end right up to Foster, who passes it to Peluso. Peluso dishes this one up into Penn State's end. Ultimately, 2 big banners. A very nice forward to send that puck behind the net. Ultimately, Ferrantino backhands that one. It'll be picked up by Bills. He was immediately met by a ice lion. As Penn State sending this one out of the zone, but a nice hit by Bilski. Pitt bringing that physicality we saw against Duquesne early, and I need to bring it more as Bilski's really pushing. A great forechecking effort by him. banked off the boards, go D to D with a saucer pass sent into Pitt's end. That will be an icing, so Pitt will be able to change. Penn State will not, as the ACHA uses the NCAA rules. But Pitt needs a breather. Very high pace so far, very physical. Penn State's getting the better chances so far. How does Pitt respond offensively with his ozone faceoff?
Yeah, Andrew, I honestly don't know, but I'm especially looking at forward Colby Bilski. He's a Pittsburgh native, and he's bringing that Pittsburgh grit, especially to this game. He's bringing that fight inside him. I think that fight is what more of the team needs. We're not seeing enough of that. What do you think, Andrew?
I think you're spot on with your analysis so far, as that was Luke Henderson backhanding it into Penn State's end after the faceoff. But now Henderson has the puck again, trying to keep this puck in the zone. But ultimately, Penn State will be able to recover, as that's Ben Grasser staying that puck into Pitt's end. He's under pressure. He tries to pass it through the slot, but Coppola fields it with his stick and covers up. So we'll have a defensive zone faceoff coming up. So the last time there is a faceoff on Pitt's end, Penn State put 3 players up at the points. They're 2 defenders plus 1 forward. You think looks like we are getting that setup again, playing 3 people up high, and they go right to that high forward who shoots wide. What do you think of that setup?
I think it's an interesting face-off strategy. I'm interested to see how it works. And Penn State is already getting the advantage in this game. Viewers, I hope you can see this physicality
that's a shot that
happening.
Goes wide. Sorry to interrupt you, Matt Scene. But now Audie actually saved this one out of Pitt's end to enter Penn State's end, trying to get past the Penn State defense. But he cannot get past H. Lober. Now Luke Henderson pinching up. A good hold, but ultimately Schwarzmiller has the puck. Dishes this one up and ultimately backhanded out the zone, but right into a Pitt defense who sends it back in. Icing arm is up. Icing is told. 11 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first period. Shots are 7-3 Penn State. Pitt still without a shot since about the 16-minute mark. This is once again. So when the Pitt played Duquesne, they previously had blown out Duquesne in previous seasons. Penn State a D2 opponent. So 2 opponents you wouldn't think you're going to give Pitt trouble are giving Pitt trouble. So very interesting beginning to this game, Maxine.
Yeah, I think that's something in Pitt's nature. You know, they're unpredictable. That works well for them in some sense. You know, they can dominate an enemy. They didn't think they were going to dominate. But
Time machine with a shot, and that's gloved by Coppola right off the face-off.
Yeah, interesting game that's going on. And again, once without unpredictability, Andrew, excuse me, you never know what's coming with Pitt. And with these face-offs, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. With the D2 Ice Lions, we just don't know what's going to happen, do we, Andrew?
That's the beauty of hockey right there. You don't know what's going to happen. It's a game of inches. It's a sprint. That's time has the puck. He goes D to D. Shot from Trinidad. It looks like it was stopped short in the slot, but another chance for Penn State. They're still battling for it right by the slot. It's now Everett Paisley as they tried to backhand this one out to Pyders. Derek Pyders skating backwards, sends that to his teammate as that's fired into Penn State's end. Now Trinidad tries to wrap that around, but ultimately goes right to Paisley. Still battling in Penn State's end. That's going to be stated out by number 33 for Penn State. That's fired back into Pitt's end. Coppola backhanded that one, or stopped with a stick rather. He is a goalie behind the net. 10 minutes and 23 seconds left. Score still 0-0, but the shots are 8-3 Penn State. Another chance by Tiley and a save by Coppola.
You know, Andrew, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, 29 and 33, especially 29, Grayson Messner. He's someone to watch, Andrew, and I feel like we're definitely seeing that. We're seeing a lot of good shots by number 29. Again, that's Grayson Messner. He's a freshman with 2 games played, 3 goals, 0 assists. Andrew, what are we thinking about him tonight?
I'm an easel, but one player I'm really liking from Penn State is Ben Grasser. Whenever he's on the ice, himself involved in every situation. We have another face-off right now. We got 10 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first period. Almost halfway done. Taking the faceoff for Penn State will be Sebastian Tiley. He wins the faceoff. From the points, they decide to pass that up along the right side. A shot to the slot, but ultimately not on goal, as the shots are 9-3 Penn State. Again, Pitt not without a shot on goal. And a good bit as Swindon Schaefer saves this out of Pitt's end. Gains the red line and dumps it in, doing some dump and chase hockey on this shift are the Pitt Panthers. As that's wrapped around, but Tavallo is able to get to that puck, but ultimately sent out of Penn State's end. And Peluso has it. He goes D to D. Back to Peluso. Banks it off the glass. up to the neutral zone, but ultimately back into Pitt's end as Penn State was quick to react. But a nice hit by Foster. Pitt drained the physicality with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left. Score still 0-0 as we have some neutral zone play. And a turnover to Schaefer. He has a one-on-one, a slap shot, and it goes wide. The two best chances for Pitt have both been all to Quentin Schaefer, but none of those chances have gone so far with 9 minutes and 13 seconds left. Try to be backhanded out of the zone. Devin Canals trying to get that puck, but ultimately Penn State's able to get possession, gaining Pitt's end, but a nice defensive play by Henderson. Staying behind the net is Canals. Looks like Tomac was intended to target, but decided to go back the other way. Hernandez again on the back and sends it up the glass and out. And now a potential one-on-one opportunity that's knocked away by number 32 for Penn State, Grant Klober. He still has possession of the puck. Fires this one out of the zone, and Devin Canals has it. Baits this one on the left boards and into Penn State's end as Drake Tomac trying to get that puck. 8.5 minutes left. Still 0-0, but shots still 9-3. Penn State, not much on for them shot-wise. Quentin Schaefer had a one-on-one, but ultimately a slap shot went wide. And that is passed to Moltari, who feeds it to Ashley. He's standing, tries to find Sua, but ultimately a nice defensive stop. Broke up that pass with 8 minutes and 8 seconds left. Blooped out of the zone. The icing arm is up. There will be no icing as Pitt has to play this puck as Devin Mastay goes D to D. Backhands this one out of the zone. And now Time Machine has it. Up and caught by Sua. He gains out of the zone. He has Moltari and Ashley with him. He tries to head around Time Machine. He saws the puck, trying to make a move in the snow goal. Ashley with a follow-up chance doesn't go. Now Moltari with another shot, and this one goes wide. Pitt now with the 5 shots. Rotolo tried to shoot one in as a hole. Ashley has the puck, looking for an opportunity, stating it. Tried to pass it the slot to Moltari, but ultimately intercepted by the ice line. And that's sent out of zone. Rotolo has 2 Penn State players ahead of steam, but sends it the other way to Moltari. Backhands this one to Seward, but offsides. So we get a breather. And let's see, let's see if our ice level reporter, Natalie Fold, has anything to say. Alrighty, so shots 9-5. What do you have to say, Maxine?
You know what, Andrew? I'm watching this game from up ahead. Penn State is circling like vultures around their prey. They are not giving. Wow, we just had a big slam on Penn State by Pitt. They're not giving these Panthers any time to breathe. They're not giving them
but now Derek
room.
Pyre has a big chance out through 2 Nindy lines, so is the puck. He shoots and it doesn't go. He don't get a nice shot up now. He's intertwined in the net. Held in by Foster. He fires it right in at Faden with the glove save. We don't even get a chance to breathe.
We don't even get a chance to breathe. Andrew, you're doing an excellent job here. And I just want to say, these Pitt Panthers, they are really trying to go for it, but they are just missing every opportunity. Andrew, what do you think is happening with the team tonight?
I think it's a reversal of what we saw against Duquesne. In the Duquesne game, Pitt was the one with the offensive chances. While Duquesne was the one bringing the body. Now, in this game, Penn State is the one bringing the offense. 15 minutes, so now a chance for Lusso, and it goes off the post. 6:49 left. Shots now 6-9 Penn State. The offense has improved for a bit, but ultimately can't find the back of that net. They're able to find the crossbar, the wide spots, and midfield, but ultimately not the back of the net. Now Pyrex has the puck. He turns at the faceoff dots, and ultimately a bad pass as Henderson holds it in, sends that to the left side as he is taken down. A wide shot goes right up to Henderson at the points. He shoots onto the deflection. It's stopped by McFadden. Great awareness by McFadden. Those deflections are tough for either the fence nor goalie, but McFadden, great read on that save right there.
Yeah, I completely agree, Andrew. Again, I'm watching these players. I'm also watching forward number 8, Quentin Shaver. He's a junior here with 3 goals, 1 assist. That's 4 total points. He's a Pittsburgh native because he played for the Pitt Predators. We're trying to bring this Pittsburgh energy to the game, but Andrew, honestly, I'm not seeing that grit and toughness the city is known for.
Potential one-on-one opportunity for Penn State, but a nice stop by Canals. Did he get enough? And a nice stop by the shot couldn't go. Sam Coppola and Devin Canals save the goal for Pitt. Shots now up to 10-7 for the Penn State Ice Lines. Lutz Henderson trying to battle for that puck behind the net, but Penn State's not giving Pitt any breathers. Backhanded out of the zone. Icing arm is up. Can they win the race? They can. Daniel Troll head of steam, but ultimately sends that to no one. But almost held in by Schaefer. Now a 1-on-2 opportunity for the Ice Lions. Trying to make a move. They get a shot and a save by Topola. Sam Topola with another save, his 11th of the evening with 5.5 minutes left in the first period. Score still 2-0. Backhanded into the slot for a shot from Tobler. Ultimately no shot. Still at the points. Another chance from the points doesn't go. And that is picked up by Maste. Back slapped out of the zone. And icing will be called. That was a close one. What do you think? Should that have been called an icing?
You know what, Andrew? I honestly don't even know what to think of this game anymore. I think what we thought was up was down. What we thought was down was up. Everything is opposite. And that unpredictability from the Panthers, again, that's really coming through. We just don't know what's happening. These referees, they're trying their best here, but these boys are playing aggressive tonight, Andrew.
Oh, playing aggressive. Not doing what's unexpected. Sounds a lot like the Florida Panthers, our 2023 first-round series against Boston. Just playing physical, and they went on to win back-to-back cups and a stellar final appearance in 2023 as a glove save by Topola off of Chase Tymishin. Chase Tymishin, a sophomore defenseman, played in every game, has 1 assist, 1 point last season, 20.7 goals, 13 assists. So it's interesting, Matt. See, when you look at Penn State last year, Wesley Schwarzmiller was their offensive leader, led every offensive category with 36 points. That was 8th in the ACC HL Premier Division for Division II. As 4 minutes and 58 seconds left, score 0-0 shots, 12-7 Penn State. As that'll be taken out by Tomac. Try to send that cross to Lukac, and now Beluso has with a head of steam with offsides. A brief bump by Tymishin, but turns into nothing as we have a neutral zone draw coming up. So far, silence from the Zebras as we have not had one penalty called. Wasn't really anything that needs a penalty, just good old-fashioned hockey being played tonight.
Yeah, Andrew, I agree with that. Also, you mentioned the Florida Panthers earlier. You might be noticing that Pitt is missing its Florida Panther, Maverick Krupe, usually a big player on the ice. Maverick Krupe is out tonight. Andrew, how do we think that's turning out for them?
I mean, they did win without him, but Maverick Krupe was ECSHL rookie last year. Rookie of the year, ACHA finalist rookie of the year. It hurts not having him in the lineup, but I spoke to him before the season started, myself and Noah from our club did, and he sounds like a great locker room presence, someone who really inspire these players without being on the ice. But at the same time, his scoring ability has a chance and a save by McFadden. Maverick Krupe, again, a huge loss. We hope he gets back soon. A nice defensive stop by Pitt. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left. Shots 12-7. Audie Ashley, the nice goes on battle, but Ferentino has control of the puck. Gives that to Whipkey. Tries to send that to Ferentino, but he meets a Pitt Panther along the way. Ferentino still trying to battle for the ball, but that's picked up by Silt. He takes out a 3-on-2 for Pitt as Multari is about to enter in the zone. Passes out to Ashley. He passes that up to Multari, but ultimately a little too much on that pass. Puck down the left side. Ashley trying to get control of the puck, but ultimately Suet has it. Sends that back to Ashley. Ashley with a shot to the slot, and ultimately no goal as Devin Knaus has the puck. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first period. Shots are 12-7 Penn State. Audie Ashley has that puck. We saw Luke Henderson at the point calling for it. Up to his deep partner, Devin Knaus. He couldn't hold on. He has a Nittany line at his team. He makes a saw pass to that to stop the first rush. Kylie was up there, but ultimately Pitt was able to quickly send that back, and the Penn State's end very back and forth this game. But ultimately a turnover to Pitt. They enter the zone, but ultimately they are met by Kyle Lynch. Stops right at the blue line, and now a chance for Tylee. He's met by Rotolo, Brady Rotolo, with a nice step up as Josh Rip battling for that puck. We got Rip, you got Henderson in that battle as the puck is on the left side of Pitt's end with 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first period, and it is sent out of Pitt's end, almost going to Pitt's offensive zone, but ultimately Gage Schlober has the puck. But Aaron passing at the neutral zone under pressure. Gives that puck to Paizo. He has one opportunity. Trying to find Rip. Rip has it. He shoots and it goes wide. Tried out for the backhand, but it ultimately didn't go. Right now, Matt, see, my best advice to Pitt is one you have to stop being fancy and just shoot the puck. But Kylie's states in but called offsides.
Andrew, I don't think there's better advice out there. Just shoot the puck. And I know this audience is getting a little disappointed. We are a half hour away from the Pitt campus here. I'm hearing a lot of sighs. I'm hearing a lot of groans. Not hearing a lot of dancing and fun. Again, we're seeing how the student audience plays in today. This is one of the first times we've had such a big audience for the Pittsburgh Panthers out here. We're in Fox Chapel, and I think this audience is starting to play into it. I think the Panthers are feeling this pressure.
Yeah, I don't see one empty seat in the rows behind us, Maxine. I see in front of us as a shot and a save by McFadden. On the other side, not a lot of empty seats as well. 2 minutes left in the first period. Score still 0-0 shots. Still 12-7 Penn State. As Seismonti say this one out of Penn State's end. Passes out across ice. Now on the left side. Dumped in to the right side on Pitt's end. Sent up along the boards. Ultimately, a potential chance here is when Schaefer is about to entering Penn State's end. Trying to get past. He shoots on the backhand. It goes wide. Another wide backhand for Pitt. He got 97 seconds left, and that's held in by Troll. He's standing up at the points. Goes cross ice. Tried to find John Lucat, but ultimately the puck goes to Sebastian Kiley, who loops this one out the zone. Stopped by Troll. He's from broadside with his foot. With the 80 seconds left. Score still 0-0. A very crucial 80 seconds here. Cannot allow any mistakes. It goes for either side. As Luke Henderson has the puck. He skates it up. Passes it to Ashley. He enters the offensive zone. As Luke Henderson tried to find that, but ultimately Penn State's going to try and break this out. But a nice block by Multari to keep this in the zone as it goes out now with 57 seconds left in the first period. Penn State with a scoring chance, and it goes wide. Skating out of the zone, 48 seconds left. Pass was intended to Multari, but Penn State gets it back. A lot of wide passes on both sides this game, and a big hit by the Penn State bench, as that Multari was the intended target by the Lions. Ferrantino backhands it behind the net with 33 seconds left. Can either side break through with less than 30 seconds left in the first period? We shall see, as a hit by Penn State's bench. That was Suach making the hit, courtesy of the Panthers. No arms are up as Lipke has it. Backhands end of hits, and as the physicality starting to heat up in the waning seconds. Demonton now has it with a long shot into Penn State's end. This will be an icing. I think this is a mistake by Canals, icing the puck this late. So Pitt cannot change. Penn State 10.9 seconds left. What are you thinking going into this face-off for either side?
Andrew, I don't even know what I'm thinking anymore. I feel like I just watched a game with Matthew Rempe from the New York Rangers. Number 16, Tino Multari, he got beat up. He did not take it. He went back with the fight. I'm curious to see if this aggression is going to play off in the last 10 seconds.
Penn State wins the faceoff at the points. Sends that on the left side. 5 seconds left. Deverton House has the puck. He's intended to just hold on, but Penn State is not. Shoresman was trying to get something started, but ultimately nothing goes. A very eventful first period, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. 0-0 at the end of one. Shots on goal, 12-7 in favor of Penn State. Pitt's offense improved, but ultimately nothing for them to show for it as it's 0-0. And with that, we'll go to our ice level reporter, Natalie Foldo, for what she saw down at ice level.
Hey guys, while the score may not be showing it, this has been a very active game. From both teams overall, we've had almost 20 shots on goal, but still no puck has gone past the goalie. I think this is really interesting because both games Pitt has seen this season so far has been high scoring from the very beginning. So the fact that it's still 0-0 is a different feeling for this game. We don't really know which way the game's going to go. It could go either way. We have no idea yet. Both teams have put in a lot of effort from defense, offense, all over the board. It's just a question on who's going to be the first to get a puck to go behind the goalie and into the net. And we're going to see, and I'm excited to see which way it's going to go. But yeah, back to Andrew and Maxine.
Thank you for that, Natalie. So, Maxine, I got my pen and paper ready to write down who scored for Pitt after the electric offense displaying the third period against Duquesne and their 10-3 victory against West Virginia. I did not need to do that. The score is 0-0. How did no pucks enter the net for either side?
Andrew, I just could not tell you. I was ready for a high-scoring game today. Both these teams came in with a fight. They came in with a physicality, but they're not coming in with goals. You know, we're seeing a lot of players sticking around the goal, a lot of the offense trying their best, but is it really their best, Andrew? Because, again, we are scoring 0 goals. We saw last game, we saw a game scored 26. We saw a point, scored 26 seconds into the game. We're now a full period in, and we have 0-0.
Well, I'm at a stretch. We have just played 20 minutes, so not 26 seconds in, we have a score. 20 minutes in, we have no score. I thought a standout player from Pitt were team captain Brady Rotolo with a lot of block shots, some hits. Santina Motari very physical as well, but ultimately no one was able to capitalize. We had 2 breakaway opportunities on Twin and Shaver. He wasn't able to capitalize. What do you think he could have done differently on those breakaway chances?
You know, Andrew, I just cannot tell you. I will say what I can tell you is we are seeing finally some engagement from this audience, and it's during an intermission game. This audience has been disappointed time and time again by these zeros, and I don't know what to tell you, Andrew, except for the fact that I think this audience wants a game, and I think it's time the Panthers give it to them.
Yeah, let's see what happens in the second period as Pitt looks to rile up this once in a season crowd against Penn State, as we will go to a short break, and when we come back, it'll be the second period.
My dad played hockey growing up. He coached at a very high level for a long time. So I got into the game pretty young, skating for quite longer than I can even remember. I didn't start playing ice hockey until I was about 7 or 8. And, my dad, who had coached for a high level for a long time, he coached me growing up. And I think that gave me a nice advantage when it came to developing skills early. I played AAA hockey for my junior and senior year of high school. And then I played junior hockey for a year, so I took a gap year before coming to Pitt. And that was an amazing opportunity and something I would, never change. And then after, all that, I got in contact with our coach here, head coach Stu Rolnick. He helped me get to where I am today. So I think it's been a long time coming. Growing up, I saw my dad went to Pitt, and he played and coached here as well. So I think it's almost like a full circle thing for me to have him as a coach growing up to, playing where he was coaching during his career. So yeah, like I said, it's been pretty full circle. It's pretty awesome. I don't know. It's definitely a privilege to be able to have played so many games here under a pretty great program and a great place. I wouldn't have been able to do it without, the coaching staff, the guys around me, the guys who I came in with and graduated with, and then definitely my family, mom, dad, sister. They play a big role, and they got me to where I am, and they got me able to, play 100 games here, which is pretty cool. Something pretty cool to do. I think coming in, at a young age, and you see guys that are about to graduate, and you see how they're putting themselves together, not only as players, but as men, as college graduates, and you see what they're building themselves up to, and you kind of see yourself progress through your first years here to, where I am today. And I think that you have the guys who graduated before you to thank for helping mold who I am and, help me to grow as a person, not only as a person, but as a student, as an individual. I think that they pass that job along to us, to help the guys that come in now and the guys that, we get to see grow and change and become better men and, more well-rounded people. I think being a captain is more than just, saying the right things when things need to be said. I think a lot of it goes with the younger guys looking up, and you want to set a good example, not only on the ice, but off the ice. I think, sometimes your play can mean more than words or just how you carry yourself. You have to watch how you react, especially on the ice. You don't want to, be the first one to start something when it shouldn't, or, you want to be able to respond to situations responsibly. And I think being a good role model for young guys is by far the most important part of, getting the recognition and having a letter. But like I said, it goes without saying that we have way more leaders on this team than just the guys who are wearing something on their chest. I think it is a leadership group of 30 guys, and just the guy next to you can be an inspiration to you. And I think there's guys on the team now that I still learn from, the guys that just got here whose perspective have helped change mine and can help me to change the perspective of somebody else. So yeah, I think being a captain here has been very, very important to me as a person, because it helped me not only, influence others, but help others, be able to influence me. Our program in general, I think, is getting an unbelievable amount of traction. When I first started here, we were playing in a different league against just local schools, such as like Robert Morris, Mercyhurst. And now we're much more well known on a national scale in this league. We've really made a name for ourselves over the past couple years, and I'm definitely very happy with the mark that I'm going to leave on this program, and I can't wait to see what it's going to turn into.
Hi, my name is Edward Pezo. I'm a player on the University of Pittsburgh ice hockey team, and I'm a forward. I was playing junior hockey in Johnstown and then Texas, and I was bouncing around a little bit, and I finally decided I just want to come home because I'm from here in Pittsburgh, and it's the perfect school to play hockey at and get a good education. We've probably had about 2 or 3 weeks worth of practice, so I mean it takes a little bit to get going, but as far as right now, we're all doing very well, and we're ready to go this weekend for the first 2 games of the season. We have a lot of expectations going into this year. We got a lot of new guys, and our depth has increased very much so. So I think definitely making a run at nationals like we did 2 years ago would be, the goal, and maybe winning the national championship would be the ultimate finish to the year. I wouldn't say nervous. There's a lot of teams that I'm excited to play. The top teams are always the most fun to play against, while those games are always the hardest to play, and they are the most fun to play. And those where the nerves might come into play, but it's always the most fun when you're a little nervous.
Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm the president of Broadcasting Club at Pitt.
My name is Nico, and I am the vice president of Broadcast Club.
My name is Natalie, and I'm the business manager for the Broadcasting Club.
My name is Farron, and I'm the social chair of the Broadcasting Club.
Hi, I'm Maxine, and I'm on-air coordinator for the Broadcast Club.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm the technical logistics chair this year.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and I am co-recruitment chair.
My name is Jade, and I am the co-recruitment chair.
Broadcast Club is a place where people with an interest in broadcasting can come together and film and live stream various clubs on campus, such as club hockey games, PDM, as well as all the other clubs on campus that are able to be broadcasted. And it's a great way to get experience both in front of and behind the camera for everyone who's interested.
So I joined Broadcast Club because I was really looking to get more broadcasting and on-air experience. I really only had radio experience at the time when I was a sophomore, so that was really important to me.
I joined Broadcast Club to learn more about the field. I was really interested in broadcasting and news, and I found the club really exciting, so I joined.
When I toured Pitt my senior year of high school, I got to see a Pitt to the Point episode, and I actually got to talk to the former president and vice president, and they kind of talked about their club and their plans for it. So I made sure to look out for it at the involvement fair when I got here my freshman year, and I've been doing it ever since.
So it's a funny story. I was actually in the bathroom of an Eaton Park, and that is where I met the president and vice president of the club, and they told me I should join, and here I am, and it's awesome.
I joined the Broadcast Club because it was my junior year, and I had never been part of a club, and I wanted to do something that I was interested in. It was taking my classes, and I wanted to experience doing that kind of work but not in a classroom setting.
I joined Broadcast Club because it's something that I have an interest in, and it's a really great opportunity to get a chance to try things out before you fully go into the career path and try everything that you want to try.
I joined Broadcast Club because I did it all through high school, and it's what I want to do when I leave college as well. It's just a really good opportunity for me to continue to do it and meet new people and get better at it.
I took Broadcast 1 the spring of my freshman year with Lisa, shout out Lisa, and I kind of fell in love. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with college, and now I know, so it's kind of just helped me grow in ways I never thought I could, and it's a really good time.
One of my favorite parts of Broadcast Club is the people. We're a very tight-knit group of people, and everyone has a really great time being with each other.
All the people, okay, first of all, you meet your best friends in this club.
I like the community.
Definitely the people.
It's just a great community.
The connections that I've made.
All the people you get to meet and all the fun you get to have while you broadcast different events.
My favorite part of the club is definitely the people. I think we have the best community. I think everyone's so willing to help each other. We're really tight-knit. If you join, I promise you it'll be a great time.
I'm looking forward to the various broadcasts that we do. Really excited this semester for club hockey games and then PDM in the following semesters.
I am looking forward to PDM again. I had so much fun the past 2 years when I've done PDM. I'm also looking forward to finally being able to do hockey games.
I'm looking forward to doing the hockey games because I had a lot of fun with them last year.
I'm really excited for hockey. I'm excited for PDM.
I'm really looking forward to the hockey games, but as well as finding new clubs and getting to broadcast their events and helping them promote their club.
I'm looking forward to helping people feel more comfortable and confident in broadcasting, alongside helping their public speaking skills.
I'm looking forward to bringing in more diversity to Broadcast Club, just bringing in more people from different backgrounds and experiences, and just making sure that everyone that's interested in broadcasting can really get involved in it.
Alrighty, we are back for period number 2. The Pitt Panthers against the Penn State Iceline. Score is 0-0. This Pitt crowd is looking for Pitt's first goal, looking for some action. I know you spoke to some of the people in the crowd during the intermission. What was their response?
Yeah, Andrew, we were lucky enough to go in. We're sitting right near this student section here. We're lucky enough to go in and talk to them, and we're seeing a lot of mixed reactions. For a lot of people, this is their first interaction with Pitt hockey. You know, Pitt hockey, they are Pitt club hockey. They are a college team, and they're doing a great job. But, you know, sometimes they're not on the exact recognition level of our football team, for example. So getting people out here and getting students out here was a lot of their first interaction, their first time talking to the hockey players, seeing what's up, and coming to this arena. A lot of people are still excited to be here, but honestly, some reactions have said they're a little disappointed by the game so far. It is 0-0, and I don't think a lot of people are expecting that. But, Andrew, I will say this is a feisty crowd. They're interested in the physicality that's been happening so far, the aggression. Andrew, what do you think of it so far?
Well, this is both teams you mentioned have must-win games. Pitt has to win it. They want more fans at their games, and Pitt football has to win tomorrow, or else they won't be able to make the ACC championship game. But I'll let the football announcers discuss that. We have a hockey game to discuss. But my impressions of this game, it was fast, it was physical, it was a clean physical. I know some of the fans want to see some punching and shoving, but I liked the physicality. I liked the checking. I liked that it was clean. I liked that the referees didn't have to put the arm up. It made the period go by quick. It let the two sides focus on the hockey, and they played some good old blue-collar hockey. It wasn't the Pitt style you would like to see that includes some scoring, that Sidney Crosby third-line brain with a first-line still mentality that we have seen him give the city of Pittsburgh for the last 16 years. But it was some great, or 20 years, excuse me, but I thought the first year was good for Penn State. I would like to see more from Pitt. I think Stu Rowland gave his team a message that he expected a lot more from them during the intermission. I hope to see a lot more from Pitt from the offense side. From the defense side, they looked good. They responded to all of Penn State's attempts. Penn State 12 shots. Pitt's defense, led by Brady Rotolo, Aiden Foster, Alex Peluso, and the goalie, Sam Coppola, made sure the score was 0-0. They responded to every Penn State challenge. I thought it was a very good period defensively. I need to see more offensively. I need to see more shots. I need to see smarter and shorter passes. Not a lot, not stretch passes going from the left side to left side, if you know what I mean by that. And I just wanted to see simple, speed, and smart.
Andrew, I don't think we should be asking for anything other than that. We want these boys to play fast, and we want them to play well. Are they playing fast? Yes, they are. But Andrew, I'm curious as to just how they could be doing better. We know you mentioned the Pittsburgh Penguins, our beloved Sidney Crosby here. Pittsburgh is a place that loves its hockey. But is it a question, can the Pittsburgh Panthers deliver on that love and deliver on that promise? I know especially this period, I'm looking forward to seeing one of our players we're watching, Augie Ashley, number 7. He's known as Maverick Krupe's line mate. He has some raw skill, and he's very excited. Andrew, why don't we start this game?
Well, Augie Ashley is starting at left wing. He's Santina Motari taking the faceoff, and on his right is Anthony Sua. But Penn State will win the faceoff. Time Machine sends this up to Drasser, who enters Pitt's end. He turns. He's trying to get a quick board battle on the left side. The two sides have switched. Pitt now defending the left side, attacking the right. Penn State defending the right, attacking the left. Quickly sent back in by Trinde. That's Ryan Trinde wearing the number 9 jersey for the Penn State Ice Lines. 23 seconds gone by. Puck now in Pitt's end. Brady Rotolo trying to backhand this one. Ultimately dishes it to Suak, who's trying to stage it up himself. And now Augie Ashley takes us out of the zone, gains the red line, passes cross ice to Motari, who feeds it back to Suak, who takes it behind the net. Penn State was able to recover and get that puck. Now Trinidad takes it up again. But ultimately, Augie Ashley gets in trouble, but has to regroup as he was out of the zone. But dishes it to Suak. Passes to Ashley. Ashley on the backhand tries to find Motari, but a shot didn't go. 1 minute down by in the second period, and so far, much like the first, a lot of speed, but not a lot of offensive chances. Pitt did gain a shot on goal, so it's now 12-8 Penn State with 18 minutes and 50 seconds left as that puck is fired out, and we will have a face-off coming up.
Yeah, Andrew, already, we're starting to see some repetitions of the past. It's from that infamous first period. We're seeing that speed. We're not seeing those goals. But I will say, I wonder what's happening in that locker room, Andrew. I already think our boys are back with the fierceness they didn't have in the first period.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so. We learned from Pitt in the game against Duquesne. They got better as that game went on. 18 minutes, 4 seconds of the third period. They were scoring a lot of goals. A slap shot from Foster, saved by McFadden. Excellent shot from the point on the one-timer. Now Pezzo has it. He backhands it into Penn State's end. Daniel Pyers is on to play some pressure. As instead, Ferrantino has that puck on the left side, whose backhand went right to a Panther. Sent the puck to the right side. Skating behind their net. And a nice takedown by Pydrzik with 1:40 gone by in the second period. The crowd loved that one. But Penn State with Kylie skating this into the slot. A shot and a save on top of the net is off. And we will have a face-off. And we will have our first penalty of the evening. Derek Pyers is going all for a trip. The penalty occurred in the slots. So Pitt with their first penalty kill. What do you expect in this 5v4?
Andrew, I'm hoping these Pittsburgh Panthers can defend well. We're going to see how this defense comes in, but I'm thinking these Penn State Ice Lions are going to come back fiercely in this 5-4. They're going to take the advantage of this penalty while they can and come back with force.
So Penn State last season had the worst power play in the ACC-HL as they start off by passing along the points. Looks like Penn State's trying to set up an umbrella. Pass up to Time Machine, who sends it back to the person who passed him. A shot, and it goes wide. Looks like tipped wide. Penn State really trying to use all the time and space they have. But as I was saying, had the worst power play in the ACC-HL with only 8 power play goals on the season during the 2024-25 campaign. This season alone, already 3 power play goals. So they already have scored almost half as much as they scored all of last season. As Twin Schaefer has the puck, sends that up and out of the zone. A nice clear by Schaefer with 1:18 left. 17 minutes, 25 seconds left in the period. 1:15 left on the penalty. Pass the slot, a shot and a save on top of. The rebound is still loose, and Penn State scores! In the scramble, the puck trips in, and Penn State has a power play goal to take the 1-0 lead.
Andrew, for the team with the worst power play scores in their league, this seems like a pretty good power play, and I'm watching these fans right now. I'm seeing some laughing. I'm seeing some eye rolling. I am not seeing a lot of cheering. These Penn State Ice Lions are happy as can be. Pittsburgh Panthers, not as much.
Not as much indeed. Obviously not the result this crowd had wanted. Penn State has scored first in now 3 of their 4 games. In the 2 games they have scored first, they lost. The game they didn't score first, they won.
Andrew, we'll see how the game plays out. Never count out those ice lines, but never count out those Pittsburgh Panthers.
I mean, we drove by last season just because the season's still young, but obviously this is a new season with new rosters with both Pitt and Penn State. With 17 minutes left in the period, the puck is now deep in Penn State's end with a battle on the left side of the zone. Shots 15-9 Penn State. The ice lines came out like they were playing in the first half of the first period, and a lot of shots. Already 3 in this period. The Pittsburgh's 2. 16:45 left in the period as they skate across the red line. Gage Slover with the puck. He tries to get past, and a shot and a save by Topola. I believe that, slight correction, folks, that was Leland Tiley moving the puck on that shot attempt.
Now, Leland Kiley, he's a freshman. We're seeing a lot of action from this freshman. I'm curious to see, how that youthful energy is going to play against this team, a lot of his elder team members. I think that's really exciting to have this freshman out here, and it could be dangerous for the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Yeah, you talk about youthful energy. Their leader in every offensive category last year was a freshman. His name is Wesley Shoresmiller. He's still on the team as a sophomore, as that's a shot blocked up and behind the net. Picking up that puck is Foster on the left side. Taking it out of the zone is Michinarma. But Penn State gets the puck, and on the regroup, they try to pass this up the middle. Foster gets a stick on it, and Tavalit sends it up, and John Luca takes it into Penn State's end as he goes behind the net, trying to find an opening, trying to send this up, but ultimately skates it nearly out of zone, but backhands it back into the zone. Pitt changes with 16 minutes and 5 seconds left. Score 1-0 Penn State off the power play goal. So Penn State 1 for 1. 4 power play goals on the season, and a completely different power play than we saw last year from these ice lines. 16 minutes and 55 seconds, minus 60 seconds, 15 minutes and 50 seconds left. Anthony Sua got a pass, but passed right into pressure. 15:44 left, backhanded up, and that'll be fielded by Peluso. Backhanded up by Ferrantino. Foster gloves this one. Takes it up the red line. He has Steen going into Penn State's, and that's a pass to Audiashel. He shoots a couple blocks, and it goes behind the net. Another chance, and they score! Lifting it up was Anthony Suick, and Pitt ties this game up.
Never count out the Pittsburgh Panthers. Never count them out. You can hear that audience roaring. Our director's next to me jumping. The energy in here, we are back. We are electric. Andrew, this second period is something to watch. I know I kept my eyes on 27 from Penn State, Matthew Nizer. He's really playing. He's playing to win here from Penn State. Pittsburgh Panthers need to be watching him, but they seem to be something right as we finally have a goal.
Yeah, gotta watch Nizer, but let's really focus on that goal. That was great play by Pittsburgh. Shots in go, still fighting for it. Ultimately, Anthony Stewart with the great skill he has, able to lift one up past McFadden to tie this game up at 1. Shots now 11-15 in favor of Penn State. 15 minutes and 7 left. Puck set into Pitt's end. Penn State not taking any time off as Nathan Lipke battling Luke Henderson with that puck, but picked up by Devin Canals. Sends it up to the point. They're just announcing the goal for Anthony Suick. Santino Moltari gets credit for the assist. So another point for him on what's a very successful first 3 games as the puck is sent up to Pezzo. And now a breakaway chance with Devin Canals, but a nice stop by Time Machine, and the puck goes the other way. As Gracers comes in, passes this one. Another chance for scores, and it goes in! 45 seconds after Pitt scores, Penn State takes the lead again.
Andrew, I am astounded here. We saw the slowest first period. We are back with the second. These Ice Lions are not coming to play today. I'm also commenting on our last goal from the Pitt Panthers, Anthony Sawicki. He was dominating during the WVU game on that scoreboard. We need to see more from Sawicki. What do you think, Andrew, about Sawicki's game playing so far?
I think he's looking good. He obviously had some great chances in the offensive end, but looking at that second goal, it was a great 3-on-2 setup by Penn State. The passing back and forth, also getting the puck to who else? Wesley Shoresmiller, our leading scorer in both points, goals, assists, points per game, power play goals. And we have the puck covered. It looks like Sebastian Tiley was playing a game of chicken with Sam Coppola, waiting for him to let go of the puck somehow.
Yeah, and we also saw from number 23, Devin Mastay. He's a transfer from Calvin University. He was not playing. His stick flew out of his hands. Again, just that game of chicken. They are going back and forth, Andrew. They seem pretty mad at each other. What do you think?
Well, it's a rivalry. They may not play each other often, but it's in-state rivalry, State College versus Pittsburgh. How is this not getting any more exciting? a Friday night in front of a Pat. That was a slap shot, and they score! 3-1 Ice Lines. Ethan Seismanski off the draw.
Andrew, I know most of our audience is not very happy right now. Most of these students here, I'm seeing a lot of concerned faces. Never count out the Pittsburgh Panthers, but can also count out those Ice Lions. Again, that goal was Ethan Seismanski. He is 3 games played with 0 goals and 0 assists and 0 points. This is a bit of a shock. What do you think?
Well, if there's only a first goal, that's definitely a way. A one-timer slap shot goes right past Coppola, but Pitt wins the faceoff. Foster sends it up to Michinarma. Puck now in Penn State's end behind the net, but the D2 Ice Lines came to play today. Maxine not taking any chance of Grant, and now another 2-on-1 opportunity for Penn State. A shot, and it goes off the post. A big break for the Panthers, who have to really start having their head on a swivel. Penn State really taking advantage of their speed. As Alex Beluso has the puck, sends this up the left side to John Lukac, trying to send this along the points. Banked up and out, but 2 quick goals to the Ice Lines, and they now lead by 2. 3-1 in the second period with 13 minutes and 47 seconds left. Now Tiley with the puck. He shoots and a save by Coppola. Nearly caught the one with the glove. And now Evan Partridge with the puck. His shot is there, and it goes to Audie Ashley as a one-on-one. Audie Ashley trying to get past. He leaves it for Peluso, and he wasn't there in time. It's one of those things where I say, just shoot the puck. Don't worry about anything being fancy, but now a chance for Audie Ashley. He shoots, and it's blocked. Now a chance, and blocked again. 2 straight block shots for the Ice Lines. And that's it. Now Leyland Tiley has the puck. He shoots, and a save by Coppola.
You know, Andrew, I would say this goalie for Penn State, number 30, Brady Balla, he's a freshman. He is not coming to play.
Christopher McFadden is a goalie for Penn State.
Excuse my mistake there, but Christopher is not coming to play no matter who's playing on Penn State, no matter who's in the goal. My apologies to the Penn State Ice Lions there, but that is okay.
Apology accepted. He is playing good. He has 10 saves so far, but Penn State's defense playing even better. 3 straight block shots, and now a 2-on-1 opportunity for Pitt. Seward and Moltari. Seward takes it himself, and it goes behind. It looks like it was whacked behind the net by a Penn State defender. Another big defensive play for the Ice Lions. Now a chance for Janaus. He shoots, and it goes wide. Held in by Henderson. Sends that to Seward, who scored the first goal for the Panthers. Now Moltari has it. Moltari, Ashley, Seward on the ice. But Leyland Tiley broke free and sends this into Pitt's end. 1-on-3. Battle behind the net, sent up along the glass, picked up by Seward. Can he get enough on it? No, he cannot, as it is held in by Penn State. Number 21 for the Ice Lines, battling for that puck right now. That's Carson Cabral Downs. Now it's sent up to the points. Time machine to Trindade. 12-13 left to the slot. A shot and a save by Coppola. He covers before Penn State can get any more ideas. But 12 minutes, 10 seconds left. 7 minutes and 50 seconds down by. Score 3-1 Penn State. How does Stu Rowland and his staff adjust to this score?
Andrew, I think they just need to get real with the new Penn State that's playing. Something must have changed in that locker room. This Penn State, they're actionable. They are ready to go. Andrew, what are we seeing right now?
I'm seeing some great defense by Penn State. I'm seeing a team that went to the D2 tournament last year. And now a chance for Pitt. Josh Ripp with the puck, and a backhand goes wide. That was Edward Paizo really quarterbacking with the passing by him. Now another chance, and they score! Derek Henderson in the slot, and it is a 1-goal game here in Pittsburgh.
Andrew, this game, we are back again. The Pittsburgh Panthers are still 1 point behind, but never doubt those oldies, especially Edward Paizo. What do you got to say about him?
Great stuff by Paizo today. Been a key offensive contributor, really the quarterback in that play, but Derek Paizo, you talked about him in the first period, earlier this period, made him do on what you said in the slot. Beautiful shot, and ultimately a 1-goal game here at the Alpha Ice Complex. We finally heard some energy from this crowd. A lot of cheering after they scored that goal, but Pitt can't celebrate for long as Penn State has an opportunity. They're coming down the head of the scene. Whipkey tries to fire this one, but ultimately goes behind the net. Just announcing the goal for Derek Petrie after that tie-up with Foster. But got a photos on the puck as Josh Rivers announced the assist. Gage Schlober stopped in his tracks by Alex Peluso. 11:15 left in the period. Score 3-2. Shots 20-12 in favor of Penn State. Picked up by Schwarzmiller, who scored the third goal for the Ice Lions, Wesley Schwarzmiller passes that behind the net. Another shot, another chance, the slot, and it goes wide. A big Bradford hit is about to set out of zone. Coming out of that is Seamus Winden-Schaefer, trying to make the stop on Schwarzmiller. He still hasn't troubled, but Schwarzmiller batted this out of zone, but ultimately right up the middle as Peluso taps that puck into Penn State's end. His Ice Lions playing like they are, in fact, the Nittany Lions, that is sent into Pitt's end with 10 minutes and 35 seconds left. A very eventful first half of the period. 5 total goals in 10 minutes of hockey. Only saw 0 goals in 20 minutes of hockey during the first period. That is passed to no one with the head of steam is Lukac. Gage Schlober on control of it, but Lukac right on his trail, trying to send us to the slot, but only sends it to Schwarzmiller. Tavala taps that puck, and it was still alive. And Penn State, and a shot and a save. Rebound, shooted by Penn State. Lukac almost able to make this up, but Seismonsi has control, but not control of the puck anymore, as it's almost held in by Pitt, but backhanded out by Partridge with 10 minutes left. We are halfway through this game. Very eventful. Penn State still leads by 1. Drake Toma drops that for Lukac, and we have a net off. I didn't see any penalty, anything like that. Looks like net may have been off. Let's see. Yeah, the net must have just been off, but 10 minutes done by in the second period. What have you seen from period number 2?
You know, if that net wasn't off, we might have seen a goal from number 26 winger John Lukac from the Pitt Panthers. He's a sophomore. He's from Lower Borough, Pennsylvania. You know, this must be an interesting game for him being from PA. A lot of these guys are PA natives. Interesting to see how they're playing against each other, but I think these Pittsburgh Panthers, wise up. I think they need to score more.
Yeah, a lot of players from a slouch up by Ashley and a save by McFadden. Probably his best stop of the night. Christopher McFadden, Matt, seen last season. Only made it 4 appearances, but did not lose in regulation. 3-0-1 with a .067 goals against average. I think Penn State has something special in this grad student who's getting the start tonight.
Andrew, I have to agree. These goalies are playing in such an interesting way. They're working hard. This defense might not be working as well for them, but these goalies, especially number 30 off Penn State, this grad student, he is not here to mess around.
Audie Ashley has the puck, trying to skate it on the faceoffs into the slot, but ultimately pass up and trying to get this out of the zone is Penn State. Tiley has the puck entering the zone, trying to push this along the left side, but a lot of Pitt players were there, and now Seismonsi has it, though. Sent up a slapper from Ty Monashine. Couldn't go, and now Santino Motori has a chance. A 1-on-2, a shot, and a save by McFadden, and he covers up.
Andrew, I'm seeing the annoyance in Tino Motori again. He is a sophomore. He was one of our players to watch. I saw him after that. He's shaking his head. He's annoyed. He is ready to score.
Ready to score, ready to play, ready to get involved everywhere. This Pitt team, this tribe, is a very deep team. They can run 12 forwards, 6 deep, plus the extra forward, extra defenseman, as 20 staters are used in ACHA games. Pass up on a 2-on-1 opportunity now. Pizzo has the ball, he scores! Edward Pizzo ties it up! Matsine, they tried to stop a 2-on-1 pass, but Edward Pizzo finds an opening. He talked about the shot.
Edward Pizzo, he is a serious guy, and that was a serious shot. Pizzo does not mess around. He is a senior, 1 game played so far. Against Duquesne, he had 2 games played so far, but 1 goal against WVU and 1 assist against Duquesne. Again, I've talked to Pizzo in person. He is a great guy, but he does not mess around when it comes to his hockey.
None of these players do. It's the reason why they're playing at the D1 level for the University of Pittsburgh. With 8 minutes of it, he sends left the chance to take the lead as Derek Peters has a head of steam. He shoots and it goes wide. A nice chance for Peterson, but ultimately a little too much on that shot. Held in, a hand pass is tall, but ultimately voided as Tyler made the puck up some physicality with 8 minutes and 37 seconds left. Shots 20-16 in favor of Penn State. 0-3. We're getting some life in this crowd, but Ryan Trinidad looks to change that as he had a head of steam, but ultimately Now another chance for Penn State, but Toby Bilsey trying to pick up the trash as that's sent out of the zone by the Nittany Ice Lines, excuse me. I say Nittany Lions should have their sport. It's hard to really trade that just the Ice Lines. But 8 minutes and 13 seconds left, and the Penn State Nittany Lions are going to have one heck of a hockey player, Gavin McKenna, but get the 2026 overall pick. Took advantage of the change in rules, allowing CHL players to play at the NCAA level as Schaefer passes that to Henderson, who's backhands that up along the boards. And a shot from Troll, and looks like it was blocked by Bilsey. Schaefer calling over the puck. He shoots and he scores! Right in the slot, and Schaefer makes it 4-3. From 3-1 to 4-3. How did this all happen?
You know, I really could not tell you, Andrew, but I will say this crowd is reacting like no other. We got some standers now. We got some fun music. People are cheering. People are screaming. They're ready to accept these Pitt Panthers back into their arms. They came all the way out here to Fox Chapel from Oakland. Boy, oh boy, are they getting a game that's worth it.
Whether Oakland, Shadyside, Squirrel Hill, Southside, Pitt Panthers loom large across the city, and they showed out today with 7:38, though this game is far from over as this second period has taught us anything. 7 goals in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Now a chance for an 8th goal was blocked. Now another chance. Pitt making some good defensive plays on this shift. And being of defense, that was a rare defensive lapse by Penn State, leaving Schaefer wide open in the slot to take his shot. And Toby Bills getting the assist. He had a very good offensive shift and was part of the reason why the goal was scored as Peluso has on the points. He shoots. It didn't go. Now another pass in the slot by Lucat, ultimately behind the net, and Penn State has the puck. They pass it up and ultimately sent into Pitt's end. Icing arm is up. We get an icing.
You know, Andrew, the icing and things going on. A lot of icings going on this game. Let's also talk more about that goal made by Quentin Schaefer. You know, he is a junior. He played for the Pitt Predators. He has that Steel City grit in him. Pittsburgh is known for producing some good players. Quentin Schaefer might just be one of them. He's a junior with 3 goals and 1 assist, 4 points total. You know, I really enjoyed seeing that from him tonight. We saw a lot of action from him earlier. This was a great goal.
A lot of Pitt Predators on this team, but a pass to Foster at the points after the draw. He goes D-to-D to Peluso. Peluso takes himself. He shoots, and a save by McFadden. But action still plenty in the slot. The puck is still loose, but it's covered by McFadden, who does a perfect split to stop the puck.
Now, Andrew, I do not know what I'm expecting these last 6 minutes, considering we've had 7 goals in this period, 4 for Pitt, 3 for Penn State. We do have 6 minutes and 40 seconds left. Andrew, what are you predicting? Are we seeing any more goals, you think?
I don't think the story stops. I don't know how free it's going to be, but these two offenses are really picking it up right now, getting open, playing smarter than they played in the first period, taking advantage of their opportunities. The defense and goaltending, despite 7 goals allowed this period, have been pretty good given the circumstance. But any mistake these teams have made so far is down in the back of the net with 6 minutes and 33 seconds left. All just taking advantage of their opportunities. Penn State scored a goal off a faceoff. Pitt, when they had open men in the slot, capitalized and scored goals. So any opportunity they have, I expect these teams will capitalize. Canals goes cross ice to his partner. A shot and nearly trickled in. And the play was blown dead. There's no situation room in the ASHA, but I would like some explanation on that one. I see the linesman adjusting the net, so I guess the net was off.
You know, this net seems to be fidgeting a lot here, Andrew. I'm a little curious about it, but that was 25 Luke Henderson. He's a junior. 0 goals, but 8 assists. He played for the Pittsburgh Predators. Again, we're seeing a lot from these Steel City boys.
You know who his teammate was? Brady Rotolo.
Brady Rotolo. There we go.
Yeah, Rotolo was captain, and Henderson became captain when Rotolo moved on as a shot from Pays that goes wide. 6:09 left in this second period. Score 4-3 Pitt shots. 20-21 Penn State. And a nice event stop from Pitt. Getting some noise from the bench. Partridge has it. Tried to pass it into the slot, but ultimately goes right to the Pitt Panther. Now Edward Pezzo passes into it. Ferentino will hit this up in the slot. He takes on his own net. Pezzo still trailing. He reverses to his teammate that sent out of the zone. Now Evan Partridge has it in a one-on-one with Devin Canals. He tries to stay past him, but ultimately a nice stop by Matt Stay. 5:38 left in the period. Now another chance for Sizemons. He tries to go in the slot to Sebastian Kiley, but Derek Petrusik has it. States up and into Penn State's end after stopping, trying to find something. But with 5:25 left in the period, score is 4-3 Pitt. Penn State had a multi-goal lead, but that lead has vanished, and now Pitt has it. Stating his ability, backhands again, trying for a third backhand, but ultimately nothing goes. Penn State was able to stop him on all fronts, but another great offensive shift from Colby Bilsey with 5:05 left. A crucial 5 minutes for both sides right now, Maxine, as it is trying to be sent in to Penn State's end, but sent right back out as Aiden Foster, as he turns, ditches it up. A hard pass that will not be told in icing. Pitt should take advantage here. Daniel draws the backhands up to Peluso. Peluso shoots right at the slot, but it was tipped up. A slapper from Bilsey goes the other side back to Peluso. He shoots a save off and nearly went off the crossbar by deflection by McFadden. Pitt now out shooting the Lions for the first time since the 16-minute mark in the first period. 4.5 minutes left. Blooped out of the zone and hit the roof. Are we at the Alva Ice House or Tropicana Fields?
That was a good one, Andrew. You know, we're seeing a lot of these pucks flying everywhere. It seems like every other minute there's a puck hitting the roof. There's a puck hitting the Canadian flag. These pucks are going over, and I think that only speaks to the aggression of these players. You know, it's been a pretty nasty game so far. No physical, gloves off fights yet, but, you know, this aggression is pretty apparent.
Well, Pitt and Penn State both are fair share Canadian players, and they're bringing that Canadian grit, Canadian toughness we see in the NHL. 4:25 left in the second period. Score 4-3 Pitt. Shots now 22-21 Pitt Panthers. We had a battle on the board right by where Pitt's ESCHL championship sign is held. They are no longer in the conference, now in the ACCHL in the Division I section. But a takedown, another power play opportunity coming up for Penn State. Looks like a footing penalty pulled on Devin Knaus. He goes to the box, and for Penn State, 1-for-1 on the man advantage today.
Yeah, you know, these penalties are really kicking them today. I think there's a lot, and, you know, these Pittsburgh Panthers are facing the brunt of it. Again, that is number 24. That is Devin Knaus. He is a sophomore with 0 goals, 2 assists, 2 full points. He is from New Jersey and played for the New Jersey Avalanche. That's a AAA. You know, Devin, again, he's a forward, number 24. That was some aggression coming from him. What do you think about it, Andrew?
Yeah, it was aggressive. It wasn't the smartest of penalties, but a big kill count for Pitt last year. They had a 79.1 penalty kill percentage. That was third in the ESCHL. They gave a couple power play goals against Duquesne. They scored a couple power play goals against Duquesne as well. But now a shorter chance for Schaefer. He has a breakaway. A save by McFadden. Schaefer, a goal, but 3 breakaway chances. None of them have gone so far. Now Evan Partridge has the chance with the power play. But the penalty killing Pitt responded very quickly, pressuring Partridge very quickly. 3:39 left in the period, 90 seconds left on the penalty. Shots 23-21 in favor of Pitt. Looks like an overload for Penn State. A shot by Schwarzmiller, nothing much on it. That's sent out of the zone. Can this be an opportunity to change for Pitt? Mitchnarma goes off, but Penn State, Schwarzmiller has advantage. A 2-on-1 opportunity. A shot and he scores. We are all on before, but Brady Rotolo was still playing after that puck went in. A power play goal for Wesley Schwarzmiller as Pitt was caught in a change.
Yeah, you know, Andrew, never count out these Ice Lions. You know, they played against Syracuse, lost, but then came back the next day and won in a 5-4. You know, these Ice Lions, again, they are not to be counted out. Just because if they're losing doesn't mean they're losing for the whole game. And I think that's something this crowd has really learned, you know, this frustration that this crowd is experiencing. Every time I see a couple people go, a couple sighs, couple anger, but you know what? I think these Pittsburgh Panthers will come back. What about you, Andrew?
Oh, another high-scoring game for the Pitt Panthers, it seems. So far this season, they have scored 23 goals in just 3 games. So this is something we're going to have to expect for the Pitt Panthers. I'm sure the fans love this high-scoring game with a lot of physicality, but I'm sure the defense wishes it was 4-0 right now. But again, those line changes, especially as NBA, are very tough. You have to really be aware of your situations on the ice, especially on a penalty kill. You cannot let the back door be open. You have to watch your cherry pickers when you're on the penalty kill. With 2:45 left, but what an improvement this power play is for Penn State. Only 8 goals last season, 5 currently this season. I'm no math major, but I'm pretty sure that means this Penn State power play is going to be dangerous the rest of this season.
Andrew, I agree with you. You know, Penn State is not afraid to take advantage of these power plays. You know, exactly as you said, they are dangerous. They are these Ice Lions. They're ready to bite.
Ripped in it to Penn State's end. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. We saw another goal. Can we see another one by Pitt to retake this lead? They led 4-3 for about 3 minutes this period. My math isn't the greatest. But 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the period. That's sent up and into Penn State's end. No icing. Pitt's doing a good job evading the icings. Had a near open net opportunity, but weren't able to capitalize from behind the net. A minute 50 left in this period. Score all out of 4. Shot 23-22 in favor of the Pitt Panthers. That's sent up to Massey, who chips it back in to Penn State's end. That's sent right back to Coppola, who wisely covers with 97 seconds left.
Yeah, Andrew, these last couple minutes, they're going by pretty slow. That clock is slowly ticking, but we're hearing a lot of whistles. We're hearing a lot of penalties, especially this period. I'd say this is a very different game. These are two very different teams than who played last period. Again, one of our players to watch for the game was Augie Ashley. He's a sophomore. He's a winger, 7. Against West Virginia, he had 1 goal and 3 assists. Against Duquesne, 2 goals and 1 assist. I watched him do a sort of terrifying ballet twirl with another Penn State player. He's not here to play, is he?
He is ready to play. I expect to see him on the score sheet either later in this period or during the third period with 93 seconds left. A save by Coppola, his 19th of the evening. That's sent out of the zone. Josh Ripp coming into Penn State with the head of steam. He goes around the net, trying to wrap it around, up. Pison tries to put it in, but another split by McFadden to prevent Pitt from taking the lead. McFadden's flexibility bailed out the ice lines. That was a great chance for Pitt off the great speed of Josh Ripp getting that puck into Penn State's ends.
Yeah, completely. Again, number 11, Josh Ripp. He's a center with 8 goals, 6 assists, and 14 points, between last season and this. Something about Josh Ripp is he makes Dean's List every semester. So he's a smart guy in the classroom. Is he as smart on the ice? I think his strategy so far is working. I think he's pretty intelligent with his moves.
Yeah, a lot of Dean's List players on this Pitt team. Brady Rotolo, I believe, has a 3.9 GPA, has also made Dean's List every semester. So doing that and being captain of the club hockey team, amazing task, especially consider the late practice signs that are going on 7 p.m., 9 p.m., and getting up for class the next day, as that's a backhanded saucer into Penn State's end. With 50 seconds left, a chance is a slot, and it goes into the left side. Colby Bilsey pitches up, sends that up to Troll. 45 seconds left, still in Penn State's end. But the ice line's trying to break this out, but Pitt not having any of it. With 39 seconds left, trying to pin Penn State along the boards. Sent back to Ferrantino. Passes it cross ice. Entering Pitt's end is Schwarzmiller with the puck. Wesley Schwarzmiller, 2 goals in the period, and a chance at the tip of the net doesn't go. 23 seconds left in the period. We are all out of 4. 20 seconds left as Devin Canal skates into Penn State's end. A lot of rushing in the Penn State, and a chance to slot, and a save by McFadden with 10 seconds left. You got 9 seconds left. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Can we have an icing? No, we will not. The clock will expire, and that'll do it here in the seconds. But Maxine, as you say, the more things change, the more things stay the same. We went from 0-0 to 4-4. Goals from Pitt come from Suek, Moltari, Schaefer, and Petrzik. But 4 Penn State goals. What happened this period? How do we score 8 in this period?
Andrew, I think there was something interesting happening in the locker room. We do know that Pitt has a big locker room presence, especially with that Maverick Krupe. Even though he's out, he's still there in the locker room. These players really are focusing on being strong in this locker room. And Andrew, what do we think about this Sweet Caroline happening? Big for Pitt people.
Well, we hear this a lot at a Fraser Stadium, but we're going to hear from our silent reporter, Natalie Foto, with some Pitt players. Take it away, Natalie.
Hi guys, I am here with Cyrus and Cam, 2 players on the team, and I just wanted to ask you guys, there's been an obvious shift in score from first period to the second period. What do you think Pitt has done specifically well in the second period compared to the first period?
I think we've had guys start to step up and get pucks in deeper, and we're also starting to shoot a lot more, so I think we're doing a lot of greatness there.
I think we're capitalizing on our chances that we're getting in front of the net and really finding a way to score.
And then, so with that, it's clearly a tie. I'm sure we're all hoping that we don't go into overtime and we only have 1 period left. What do you think we can do in this last period to make sure we get that win?
To keep playing with consistency, getting shots and pucks in deep, and then in the D zone, making sure we can get the puck out.
I think really in the D zone, just locking it down and picking up guys, not giving them chances, and then offensive zone, just capitalize, score, and win.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all for me. Back to Maxine and Andrew.
All righty, Maxine. We're hearing the Pitt crowd sing Sweet Caroline. We hear us a lot at Treasure Stadium during the end of the third going into the fourth quarter, but the second period was sweet indeed for both Pitt and Penn State. 4 goals scored apiece. Penn State got up early 3-1. How did they do it?
You know, I think Penn State, they have that amazing offense and that amazing defense. You know, they have a fighting attitude. Natalie, we know you did just talk to number 2 defense. That was Cam Kissy. He's a freshman. You know, these defensive players from Pitt, they need to pull stronger, but they did come back. This 4-4 is looking good for Pitt. And, you know, we are going to acknowledge this big Let's Go Pitt happening in the background. For those who don't know, Sweet Caroline is a big Pitt tradition. We'll let you listen for a minute. Sweet Caroline is a huge Pitt tradition. It's big at all the basketball games, all the football games, and now it's big at the hockey games.
Well, this is what we talked about in the pregame. We wanted this to come for the Pitt Panthers. We wanted this crowd. We wanted this energy. Club hockey is college hockey, and I think that's been established tonight. The fans have gone into this as Pitt roared back from down 3-1, really beating down this Lions hump. But ultimately, after taking the 4-3 lead, Penn State got a game time. Now, let's talk about the Pitt goal scorers. We got Anthony Stewart scoring first, then Santino Moltari, Quentin Schaefer, and finally Derek Peters at getting the lead for the Pitt Panthers. What did you see from those goals, and what do you really think about the offense after scoring 4 in the second frame?
You know, honestly, I'm proud of our boys. These Pitt Panthers, they are working hard. You know, all these players, you know, especially we've been talking about Tino Moltari this whole game. We're going to keep talking about him. He is on the front lines of the Pitt offense. All these forwards, again, we are sensing some kind of shift. These forwards are not afraid to be aggressive, and this offense, I'm excited to see how they're going to be working in this third period to see if we can get more goals on the board and keep this a high-scoring game, or if they might succumb to the dangerous, dangerous Ice Lions.
What do you think Stu Rowland is saying in his locker room right now? What do you think Brady Rotolo is saying? You talked about the locker room presence of the Panthers. What do you think is being said right now in the dressing room?
I think finishing it, coming through with a strong finish. The last thing that, you know, these Ice Lions, they're not afraid of a comeback, but neither are the Pitt Panthers. And I think we're really harping here on finishing this game strong, keeping those score points high, keeping this audience energy high. What do you think, Andrew?
I'm thinking he's saying, be simple, be fast, take risks, but don't be dumb. Got to take the risks, but at the same time, you got to be careful about when you're making line changes, when you're going up, when you're rushing on a penalty kill, as an example. Just be smart, be simple, be fast, and be physical. You do those 4 things, you will walk out of here with a W. For Penn State, they're saying an amazing job. Another D1 game. They have been playing very closely. So I think we're going to be in for a very classic third period between these 2 Pennsylvania schools. And really amazing game. For the first time we have seen Pitt-Penn State in a Pitt sporting event at any level in a good bit. So if you want to stay tuned for the third period, we'll have a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be period number 3 between the Pitt Panthers and the Penn State Ice Lions.
My name is Maverick Krupe. I'm a freshman to the hockey team, and my role, I don't know what my role is, just to be a good teammate, I guess. Be a good teammate and win games. I started playing when I was 9. My dad's Canadian, he's from Toronto, so it was kind of just a must. I was a little forced into it, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I started playing when I was 9. I played in Florida until I was 13, and then I moved to Chicago. I played in Chicago for a year, and then went back to Toronto with my dad and played there for 2 years. And then when COVID hit, I went back home and ended up playing high school hockey, and finished out my junior career in Florida with the Florida Eels for the last 3 years. And then this year came here. JC gave me a tour, and we kind of walked around, and I love the school, and yeah, he's a great guy, so it was really easy to kind of jump on board with him. When I first got here, it was pretty welcoming right away. Like all the guys, I remember the first time we met, we actually went to Fermanti Bros, and we went and got wings, so it was really cool. The guys are all awesome. They made it very easy to kind of acclimate into the team, and we all do stuff together, which is really nice. And I'm a center, so I mean, I guess everybody associates taking face-offs with the center, which I try to do. Mostly you help out all over the ice, try not to get caught out of position, but thankfully I have 2 really capable line mates that cover me when I do get caught out of position, which I'm pretty thankful about. But yeah, center's just kind of, you're always trying to make sure the play develops as best as you can. I really love all sports, but hockey, especially the guys that play hockey, it's just different. I mean, there's just some type of sense of family in the team that you get on a lot of teams. I don't know. I can't speak for all the other sports because I'm not too, I haven't really played any other sport too much, but for hockey, it just seems like you have a band of brothers and you stick with them. And I mean, like guys that I played with 3-4 years ago, I'm still talking to today. They're my really good friends. So that part's really big. And then also just being able to like fly around and, hit people and kind of get away with it. You couldn't really do it off the ice. So that's also pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it's the best sport in the world. I think we just need to keep moving in the right direction. I think last weekend was really big for us. We had a really good 2 games. We didn't get the results we wanted to the second game. I think just keep playing our systems and developing with our systems, just getting better at them is really essential, but also kind of just all working together, staying on the same page and lifting each other up is a really big thing. It's hard to do sometimes when you're down, but it's a key to the game. And I think if we can really get that down, then we're going to be a really successful team. As far as Syracuse, I don't know a specific player. I've heard that they're a really good team. They're really sound. They have overall just a very solid team. And, you can't take anybody lightly. They're going to be a really good battle for us. It's going to be a really good test. And I know they're probably going into this weekend feeling the same way, that it's going to be a battle. So I think everybody on either side can say that they're looking forward to it. As far as guys to watch on our team, I think JC nailed it on the head pretty well. I mean, he's a very good player. So is Bilski. Bilski's they've really been producing lately. My roommate, I hate to say this because I know he's listening, but Santino, he's you can hear him in the background, but he's a player to watch too. He's been doing really well. And Keller, Drake Tomac, Ian Keller, they're his line mates, very good players to watch too. And I know, we have guys like Mac and Crawl, they're going to be coming out as well. I've been watching them in practice, and they're doing really well in practice. I think it's going to translate to the game soon, and they're going to have a couple of really good breakout games this weekend.
My dad played hockey growing up. He coached at a very high level for a long time. So I got into the game pretty young, skating for quite longer than I can even remember. I didn't start playing ice hockey until I was about 7 or 8. And, my dad, who had coached for high level for a long time, he coached me growing up. And I think that gave me a nice advantage when it came to developing skills early. I played AAA hockey for my junior and senior year of high school. And then I played junior hockey for a year. So I took a gap year before coming to Pitt. And that was an amazing opportunity and something I would, never change. And then after, all that, I got in contact with our coach here, head coach Stu Rolnick. He helped me get to where I am today. So I think it's been a long time coming. Growing up, I saw my dad went to Pitt, and he played and coached here as well. So I think it's almost like a full circle thing for me to have him as a coach growing up to, playing where he was coaching during his career. So, yeah, like I said, it's been pretty full circle. It's pretty awesome. I don't know. It's definitely a privilege to be able to have played so many games here under a pretty great program and a great place. I wouldn't have been able to do it without, the coaching staff, the guys around me, the guys who I came in with and graduated with, and then definitely my family, mom, dad, sister. They play a big role, and they got me to where I am, and they got me able to, play 100 games here, which is pretty cool. Something pretty cool to do. I think coming in, at a young age, and you see guys that are about to graduate, and you see how they're putting themselves together, not only as players, but as men, as college graduates, and you see what they're building themselves up to, and you kind of see yourself progress through your first years here to, where I am today. And I think that you have the guys who graduated before you to thank for helping mold who I am and, you know, help me to grow as a person, not only as a person, but as a student, as an individual. And, you know, I think that they pass that job along to us, you know, to help the guys that come in now and the guys that, you know, we get to see grow and change and become better men and, you know, more well-rounded people. I think being a captain is more than just, you know, saying the right things when things need to be said. I think a lot of it goes with, like, the younger guys looking up, and you want to set a good example, not only on the ice, but off the ice. I think, you know, sometimes your play can mean more than words or just how you carry yourself. You have to watch how you react, especially on the ice. You don't want to, you know, be the first one to start something when it shouldn't, or, you know, you want to be able to respond to situations responsibly. And I think being a good role model for young guys is by far the most important part of, you know, getting the recognition and having a letter. But like I said, it goes without saying that we have way more leaders on this team than just the guys who are wearing something on their chest. I think it is a leadership group of 30 guys, and just the guy next to you can be an inspiration to you. And I think there's guys on the team now that I still learn from, the guys that just got here whose perspective have helped change mine and can help me to change the perspective of somebody else. So yeah, I think being a captain here has been very, very important to me as a person, because it helped me not only, you know, influence others, but help others, you know, be able to influence me. Our program in general, I think, is getting an unbelievable amount of traction. When I first started here, we were playing in a different league against just local schools, such as like Robert Morris, Mercyhurst. And now we're much more well known on a national scale in this league. We've really made a name for ourselves over the past couple of years, and I'm definitely very happy with the mark that I'm going to leave on this program, and I can't wait to see what it's going to turn into.
We are back for the third and final frame between the Pitt Panthers and the Penn State Ice Lions. These two teams may have not met in 6 years, but what a matchup they've given us today, Natalie, or Maxine.
You know, there's been a lot of mix-up this games, but I will say one thing that has truly mixed up is this score. We saw a 0-0 first period, and then we saw a rough beginning of the second period for the Panthers. You know, the Ice Lions were at 3, the Panthers were at 1, but then we ended on a huge 4-4. It was tumultuous, it was chaotic, it was unpredictable, it was ready for that aggression. You know, the Pittsburgh Panthers are unlike we've seen them in the first period. They're different in the second. What will we see in the third?
What we should see is a team that should be playing that D1 for the Pitt Panthers. They are a D1 team. They need to beat this D2 team, because this will be a huge upset for them, huge for their rankings, obviously. They were a top 15 in the country last year, made the playoffs, the ACHA National Tournament. Lost first round. They want to go further. They want to get Sue Rowan to the national championship. He's nearing 400 games. Coach has done almost everything this program has asked. The players love him. They respect him, and he demands that respect back. Winning this game is huge for them, and they cannot lose this game, because that means so much more for their rankings. But what I expect from them is to keep the speed up, keep the energy up, keep the intensity up for this third and final frame. Get a lot of offensive chances, but at the same time, be smart with the risks they take.
Exactly. You know, those risks and stuff. Something you talked about, Andrew, that I really appreciated was, you know, keeping this energy up. Losing this game for the Pittsburgh Panthers means more than simply losing it. It means possibly losing this energy and this crowd. But hopefully that doesn't happen, as I believe the game is beginning.
Taking the face-up for the Panthers, as both sides tap their sticks, is Santino Moltari. He wins the face-off. Coming up to take that puck is Rotolo. He gains the red line, dumps it in. And we are off and running in period number 3. Store all now but 4 shots, 25-23 in favor of the Pitt Panthers. Nathan Whipke entering Pitt's end. Pitt back to defending the right as we are in period number 3, attacking the left. Penn State attacking the right, defending the left, as Whipke has the puck in the neutral zone. Went one way, immediately met by Pitt Panther, and then met again by Suet. Anthony Suet scored the first goal of the game for the Pitt Panthers. Pass up to Whipke as he enters the zone. A nice check by Rotolo into the boards. As Titlow to get control of the putt. Santina Motari has it. Tries to backhand that. A chance! And a save by Topola. And a player is down for Penn State. And Nathan Lipke is getting back up. Looks like net off his moorings. A quick adjustment. 19-19 left in the third period. So it looks like we were picking up right where we left off in the second period.
Yeah, exactly, Andrew. And again, that fallen play right there, that was forward number 10, Nathan Lipke. He seemed to be up all right, but he's a freshman. 2 games played with 1 assist. He's someone to watch out for. I can see why the injury happened, but he's back up and all right.
A shot right off the face-off, and it goes wide and out of the zone. Ferrantino left to regroup. Looking for a target. Dishes that one up to Tiley, who returns the favor by sending it to Ferrantino as he enters pits in, but whacked away by Foster. Now Petrzik has it off the boards to Paizo. That touch-up was good enough for a no icing call, but Paizo still on the trail. Ferrantino, as he is checked into the boards by Petrzik. Banked off the boards, out of the zone. Peluso has the puck. No icing again, so neither side getting called for an icing. Watzel on the boards, picked up by Paizo, sent out of the zone. And Petrzik on the chase. He has the puck on the left side. Skating being pressured by Gage Schlober. He is down, but still has possession of the puck. A real board battle here with 18 minutes and 30 seconds left. But Gage Schlober escapes unscathed and exits the zone with a head of steam. One-on-one battle with Canals. Passes that one to Tiley. He shoots and a block by Canals. Another chance doesn't go. Again, a lot of chances, and Penn State likes to take advantage of any open space they have as Gage Schlober dishes that one to Sebastian Tiley. Evan Partridge pinching in. Passes that one behind the net. Another board battle ensues. 2 minutes gone by. Shots now 25-24 in favor of the Pitt Panthers. But Gage Schlober might look to change that, but he loses control of the puck. Edward Paizo A's at the zone. Waiting for an opening. Shoots that one right at McFadden. Chris McFadden with 22 saves this game. 26 shots for the Pitt Panthers. A pass to the slot. A shot from Schaefer and a save by McFadden. Wrapped around, pinching up is Rotolo, just entered the ice. He tries to get a shot going, but instead, Penn State's 19 passes that up. And a stretch past the Parkers, and now Twin Schaefer into the zone. He has the one-on-one chance. He shoots, and it goes off the post. 17 minutes, 27 seconds left. And Quinton Schaefer has a goal, but when he's all alone, just can't capitalize. Very odd with that match scene, but 17-17 left in the third and final frame. That's a chance for Troll. It's saved by McFadden from the point. 17 minutes, 8 seconds left. High energy third period. I don't think we had a whistle yet.
No, Andrew, I don't think we have. And again, we're seeing a lot from number 8, Schaefer, and number 6, Paizo. You know, these two, they've been on the team for a long time.
Now an opening, a shot, and they score! What a goal for Luke Raimundo.
You know, we're back. When we were in period 2, Andrew, I'm reminded of, you know, Penn State getting that 3-1 at the beginning of period 2. So fans might look a little disappointed, but you never know what the comeback may be. You know, the ice lines, as we've seen so far, are very big on the beginning of the period, not as much on the end, Andrew.
Well, it's not about how you start a period, it's about how you finish this game.
Exactly.
Pitt came back from 3-1 in the second period, and Penn State has struggled with holding their leads. They had a 2-0 lead against Delaware in the first game. They lost that game, but a chance, and it's 6-4 goes wide. I better not do the announcers, James, as Penn State looks hungry right now. The Lions want to hunt, but Peluso wants to hunt as well. Pass at the Tomac, and a chance goes with a save by McFadden, ultimately sent to the left side. 16:24 left in the period. Tomac has the puck again. Tried to pass that to the slot to Lutek. Set those up to the points. Foster pinches in as a big takedown and a penalty coming up on Penn State. Interference is called, and that was blatant interference, Maxine, but the real story is Pitt's first power play. How do they capitalize in these 2 minutes?
Andrew, in your words, don't be stupid, take some risks, but not dumb ones, and simply score. You know, again, as you mentioned, Andrew, this is their first power play. We did just see number 18, Drake Tomac. We saw him get completely shoved to the ground. I'm excited to see how this power play turns out, and God, I hope there's a goal that results.
After the face-off tie-up, Penn State sends that puck out and into Pitt's zone. 5 seconds wasted on that dump, and Rotolo looks like he's a defender. You got Multari, Rip, Trying to see who else is out there, but Moltari has the puck. Tries to pass this, a shot and a save by McFadden as it went wide. The follower trying to poke it in, and they score! They score! On the power play, out of the scramble, we are tied. It only took 24 seconds.
You know, Andrew, we said keep it simple, take some risks if you need to, and that was an amazing, amazing play. Again, never cut out those Pittsburgh Panthers. This back and forth, this viciousness between the ice line and the Panther, it is back. And I will say, for those not in the room, this crowd is electric. We're seeing screams, we're seeing jumps. This is a crowd that's in it. Even if these Pittsburgh Panthers don't win today, I would not be surprised if we see students returning at future games.
Well, I hate to rain on your parade. I know you've been really hyping the fans, but Pitt doesn't care about the fans. They care about the win. I mean, who doesn't love fans? But winning is what's important. They got 15 minutes and 47 seconds left to ice this one. We're going to be interested to see who got credit for that goal. It looks like Peterson was celebrating, but a shot from the point is batted out after a save by Topola. Shots 29-26 in favor of the Pitt Panthers. Now a 3-on-2 opportunity for Pitt. That sent to Moltari, but he couldn't control. They're crediting it to Josh Ripp. He gets his first goal, his second of the season. He scored the second goal of the game against Duquesne. 15:22 left in this third and final frame. All on up at 5. Canals to Henderson. Henderson with a shot. It was stopped. Now Ashley passes to Moltari. His shot is saved by McFadden. Backhanded up to the points. Canals' shot goes wide and is blocked. Schwarzmiller sends us out of the zone, but ultimately goes right to Canals, who returns a favor. No icing as the puck goes behind Penn State's net as Pitt changes. 14:56 left in the period as Evan Partridge enters Pitt's end, and he is promptly called offsides. Well, we talked about Pitt playing a football game against Louisville. Penn State plays Oregon, a huge game. They got the whiteout going. And if you look at the score, Penn State currently has 5 goals. They have more goals in this game than James Franklin has wins against top 10 opponents.
You know, obviously rivalries play huge into this, and the Pitt-Penn State rivalry, again, while they might not play often, always factors in 2 big schools, 2 big teams.
As Foster tries to skate this one out of the zone, passes up to Peterson with a long pass to Pezo, but he couldn't control as Kiley tries to send it the other way. Leyland Kiley still with the puck. He shoots, and a glove saved by Coppola. But the time is 8:48, so it's interesting to see how the club body student section transforms to the Panther Pit in 11 hours and 12 minutes. I'm sorry, 13 hours and 12 minutes. But 14:20 to the left. Math was out on my strong suit. As that's sent up and out of the zone. Pass up and back to Pitt. Rotolo has it. He on the back end sends it to Schaefer. We'll try to dish it up to Troll. No icing as Troll looks to win the race to the puck. He almost succeeded, but Penn State has possession as that's Leland standing the puck out. He has been everywhere at this game. A great offensive player. His shot is saved by Coppola. Probably the best player in this game to not be on the score sheets.
Yeah, exactly, Andrew. You know, again, we're seeing some complex games. We're also seeing some interesting things happening with these referees tonight. I feel like as we progress through these periods, we're seeing more calls, more penalties, and maybe that's on the referees paying attention, but also maybe that's on the aggression of these players. They're ready to win. It's a Friday night. It's late. They've gone through the whole week. They're tired, but they are nonetheless aggressive.
Off the face-off, a near opportunity for Penn State, but the puck went wide. That's sent quickly out of the zone. Luchak kicked it into Penn State's end. Nate McNorma on the follow, but good zone entrance by him, pushing that puck in further. You got Tomac, Luchak, and McNorma up as forwards. Peluso with the pinch. He's still pinching in, getting that puck in the slot, but ultimately nothing to come of it as Seismonsi has the puck. Fires that one out of the zone, ultimately to Partridge, who enters Pitt's end. He stops, met by a Panther with 13:29 left in the frame. Shots 30-28 Pitt as that is wrapped around and picked up by Seismonsi. He's looking for an opportunity. Still has it, but sends it to Tyminshin. As 13:15 left, and Partridge has it again. And taken down by Peluso. He stays out of zone. He has Lutak with head of steam. Puck goes to Lutak. He shoots and a save by McFadden. Nice hitch by him, sending out to the left side. Kept in at the moment. But Penn State by the name of Chris Timeshin is able to get it out of the zone. 12:55 left. Shots 31-28 in favor of the Panthers. Backhand into Pitts and Chase Timeshin with one heck of a shift. Gloved by Topola. He has faced 28 shots, stopped 23 of them. On the other end, Penn State's goalie Christopher McFadden has faced 31 shots, stopped 26. Scoreboard might not show it, but the shot counters tell you the goalies have been working hard tonight.
Yeah, completely, Andrew. You know, these defenses, these goalies, they've had the work cut
That
out for them.
sets the points. A shot, and it goes wide. Penn State going with the 3 men playing back on the faceoff, and it nearly worked that time as that is sent up and out. Backhanded back out and sent in. As Carson Tarbell down, sending it into Pitt's end. That's Luke Henderson picking the puck up, sending it along the left-handed boards. Picked up behind Pitt's net. 12:20 left in the period. Luke Raimundo has scored the 5th goal, trying to battle for that puck, but that is ultimately picked up by Henderson, standing out under pressure. Leads that for Henderson. Henderson backhands that along the left side to Moltari. The Suek, Ashley Moltari line out there for the Panthers on defense. They are changing, but they got to make sure this change is well timed, and good bailout by Suek, dumping that puck in, buying the defense some time on the line change. Could have been a cause to a stage had Suech not been there with 11:50 left. As Rotolo backhands that one to Petrzik. Try to pass this one up. Josh Ripp with the head of steam. He scored the game time goal. He scored it in the scramble, but got credit for the game time goal. Now Derek Peters hits that puck up on the right side. Leaves it for Pezo. And his shot is saved by McFadden, with 11:33 left in the third period. This is a down by fest.
No, Andrew, this is quite the interesting game. You know, I think this face-up right here, this matchup is going to be really interesting. We're seeing a lot from a lot of different players. I'm especially interested in number 28, Evan Partridge, a forward for the Ice Lions.
Yeah, let's see what Partridge hasn't looking good all game. One of those players who just really up in Pitt's face, along with Leyland Tiley, as Josh Ripp has, but he shoots and a save by McFadden. And did that go in? No, it did not. The puck did not completely cross the line. A very close one for the Pitt Panthers.
You know, we've had a couple close calls, Andrew. Everything so close yet so far for these Pitt Panthers. We've been tied up a lot, 4-4 where we ended the last period. Now we're at 5-5 where we stayed for a minute. You know, these are holding strong. I think they just want a definitive win here. They want to feel safe. The Ice Lions are not allowing it.
Josh retained the faceoff. He lost the draw, but quickly responds with a nice board pin as he comes off the change as he lost his stick. But they need a 5th player on Twitch as Nathan Whipke has a head of steam, and he is met in the boards by Devin Mastay. A nice check by him. Again, Pitt really bringing the physicality today with 11 minutes left in the final frame. It is dumped in by Petrzik, but didn't get there early enough. So we will have... Oh, it will be a face-off in Penn State's end. Was not an icing then. I'm interested to see what the call is here. But nevertheless, a golden ticket opportunity for Pitt.
Yeah, and we know they did take advantage of that last time. Last time they had that sort of golden ticket opportunity, you know, with that power play. They took full advantage. Let's see if they do it again.
Trying to be slapped on the boards by Schaefer, but ultimately out of the zone. Now in the pits. Schaefer pits that puck up. He crosses over. Nice skating by him as he enters Penn State's end. A big hit. Him and Colbert both go down. 10:39 left in this third period. We are all up at 5. You don't want to miss an inclusion on this one, folks. As Toby Bills has the puck. Trying into slot. Pass up to points for Peluso. He shoots and blocked by Whipke. But Peluso picks the puck up. Passes on the troll. He shoots. Blocked by the foot of number 8, Jake Salomon for Penn State. Jake Salomon's looking really good on defense and really stepping up on offense as well with 10:21 left in the period. Number 8 for Penn State's really making the most of his chances tonight.
Yeah, completely. That's Jake Salomon. He's a sophomore with 3 games played. He's got 1 assist, equaling 1 point. And again, you know, both number 8s are playing great. That's number 8 for the Ice Lions. Also, our number 8 for Quentin Schaefer on the Pitt Panthers Jr. doing a great job.
Tapped by the stick of Cabal, but also couldn't stay in the zone. Now backhanded by Peluso. A D-to-D hard pass, but a turnover and stopped by Foster. This is the part where I say, don't be stupid. You don't want to pass ever in the middle of the zone. Being onside would help as well.
Yeah, completely agree, Andrew. Completely agree. You know, we're hitting a lot of pauses here. We're hitting a lot of lulls. This is the third period. We're at 9 minutes and 59 seconds here. We're 5-5 with Pitt and Penn State. 32-28 shots on goal with Pitt favoring that. I'm interested to see how these last 10 minutes are going to go. I imagine they're going to be pretty fierce.
Loved by Trinidad after the draw. He passed it up to Tiley. He dumps it in right on top of. He makes the stop, so Pitt will have a defensive zone faceoff. 9 minutes and 50 seconds left. All up at 5, but 9:52 left, a 5-on-5. If we are still tied, we'll go to 3v3 overtime. If still after that, we go to a shootout.
Yeah, Andrew, I think a shootout would be especially interesting between these two teams, but let's stay where we are right now in the future. This game is happening.
Suet dishes it up to Ashley. So to set us in control, but he's entering the zone with the head of steam, trying to get around the net, trying to get past Trinidad, but Trinidad checks him into the boards. And he controls behind the net. Now Taimanishin racing at that puck, but Moltari met him there. Ashley has it again, trying to pass this to the slot. And that puck will go out of the zone. But Devonton now picks it up. He has to regroup. He has his partner he chooses to go D-to-D with as Henderson states it up. Got past 2 ice lines and dumped in by Suek. Trinidad has it. He looks the side direction, but quickly checked by Ashley. 9:11 left in the period. A shot from the point was tipped and blocked. Still in the zone, but taken out by Tiley. Again, Leland Tiley, a big presence in the neutral zone, but ultimately offsides.
Yeah, Andrew, no, you mentioned Luke Henderson. He's a junior. He is a good player to have in your back pocket, always ready with an assist. 8 assists. You know, he's really a great player to be watching. Again, that's number 25, Luke Henderson. I've been watching him this whole night. He's been very ready to attack, ready on the prowl, like a Panther ready to prowl.
Yeah, 9:02 left. Every minute is crunch time. As Rotolo sends this cross ice, picked up by Ferrantino. Picked up again now. Sent in by Partridge. Papa tried to get it with his stick, but ultimately sent to the right side. Sebastian Tiley with a shot. Moved to the left by Topola. 8:44 left in the third period. Shots 32-29. Store all not up at 5. Brady Rotolo backhands this one out the zone off the boards to Ferrantino. Sends this D-to-D. Sends back into Pitt's end, and a chance for Sebastian Tiley. Backhands it. A save by Topola and the cover-up.
Coppola is not giving them anything they need tonight. Coppola is doing amazing for Pitt. I'm sure the Ice Lions don't like him, but Coppola, again, is serving everything he needs to serve. You know, Sam Coppola, he is a junior. He is doing such a great job tonight. What do you think of Sam Coppola?
I think he's looking very good. 25 saves on the day, making the saves he needs to make. Not letting anything easy go by, doing very well so far. Pitt wins the faceoff, a very important faceoff win that's sent out of zone, but ultimately tipped by Gage Slober, who sends it back into the zone. Right to Evan Partridge. A shot and a score! Smazinski gets the lead for Penn State. Right in the slot. Penn State takes a 6-5 lead with 8 minutes and 14 seconds left.
Yeah, I know the Ice Lions are feeling happy right now. You know, the Ice Lions crowd is pretty excited. But again, never count out the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Never count them out, indeed. Remember, they found themselves down 6-5 around this time against Duquesne, and they won that game 9-6. So this is nothing Pitt has not experienced before.
Does history repeat itself? We will find out.
Pass across to Henderson. He dumps the puck in. Falling down was Gage Slober. Puck now behind the net. Carson Cabral down says it's staying up and out of the zone. Playing defense on him is Henderson, but now Devonton House goes to the right side to pick that puck up. Lifts it out of the zone. It's going to be glove, but ultimately Drake Tomac is there to make a good stop and try to send that to McNamara, but it was unable to do so. Cabral down says again under pressure from Lukac. Sent up and out of the zone. 7:38 left in this third and final frame. Penn State now leads 6-5. Drake Tomac has it now. He gains the red line, dumps it in and changes, but still chases Santina Moltari as Suet and Ashley, his line mates, his entire game have entered the game, but now going into the Penn State zone as Luke Raimundo, who scored the 5th goal for the Ice Lions, is on the ice. He dumped the puck in. But now, Sua gives it to Ashley as a head of steam, entering the zone, trying to get around the net. He got around Trinidad, sends the slot. Now it's all he shoots, and a save by McFadden. Up to the points. Shot ultimately goes behind the net. 6:55 left in the period. Picked up by Rotolo, sends it back towards the slot. A nice play by the Island, ultimately going the other way for Penn State. Schwarzmiller has it, drops it back, but couldn't control. The puck was Drasser. Another shot, this one going into the right side with 6:38 left in the period. Time is sitting down for the Panthers. Shots 32-31 in favor of Pitt, but they trail 6-5 off the goal scored by Seismonski. 6:27 left in this third period. We got a stoppage. We got an icing.
Yeah, it seems like these icings are a pretty popular theme this game, Andrew. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. We didn't see a lot of icings in the second period, but especially now, you got to try your hardest not to ice the puck for either side with 6:27 left in this third period. Face-off tie-up. That's banked off the boards. Out of zone is Suet. There's a 1-on-2 trying to get past Trinidad. He does, but couldn't skate through the middle. That's backhanded up and out of the zone, but picked up by Josh Ripp. With 6:13 left in the period. It's sent up and into Pitt's end. That will be an icing, so we'll go to Penn State's end for a big offensive zone face-off for the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah, completely, Andrew. You know, we've been talking about these golden ticket opportunities. Do you think this is one of those?
I think it is. There have been a lot of icings, but with 6:08 left, he got the advantage of this face-off opportunity. Win the draw, get a quick shot from the point, and crash that net. Pitt's very good at the rebounds, very good at trashing it. We saw that in this game. We saw it against Duquesne. We saw it against West Virginia. They win the face-off. Shot from Foster, a save, but a good defensive move by McFadden and the defense. That's quickly clear, sent up again to Foster. He shoots, saved and scooped up by McFadden. So they did 50% of what I asked them to do.
Yeah, you know, that's something the team seems to be doing tonight. And, you know, my eyes are still on Eddie Pezzo. He is a senior. Again, Eddie Pezzo is performing so well this game. We're watching him on the ice right now. That's number 6. Keep your eye on Pezzo.
Yeah, 5:54 left in the third period. After the faceoff, a tie-up, and it is sent out of the zone. Icing arm is... It was waved up by one linesman, blown dead by another linesman. So we might have... Let's see where they stand on this puck. Pitt will have an off in his own draw again. So what I just said, do exactly that if you are the Pitt Panthers.
Pitt Panthers, we recommend you tune into this broadcast right here, right now. This is presented by the Pitt Broadcasting Club, a student organization.
Yeah, it's been a very good presentation. It's our second broadcast. We hope to do many more for the hockey team. And Maxine, you've been doing terrific during your first game so far. 5:37 left in the third frame. Saved by Coppola, his 27th of the evening.
I appreciate the compliment, Andrew. And, you know, Andrew, this game, you have been on your toes the whole time. Back and forth, back and forth. This team is not giving you a break except for this third period when there's so many calls. What do you think about this increase in whistle blows?
I mean, very simple. You don't want whistles, you don't ice the puck. We didn't see a lot of icing in the second period. A lot were waved off. If you're Penn State, if you're Pitt, if you don't want icings, you have to turn the Jets on, win the race, or get it to the red line and dump it in. Ice. There's a reason why you can't change on an ice, and that's because they want to limit the self-inflicted wounds and limit the stoppages. And they want to punish people who ice the puck. That's Swinton Schaefer has the puck. He's trying to get past Penn State lines. His body could, but the puck ultimately went to a Penn State player. Seismonski has he scored the lead-taking goal for Penn State. Sends that up to Sebastian Kiley. And he is under immediate pressure from Bills. You have 4:57 left. And that is stopped in the middle. Deverton now skates it out. He has one player up deep, but said passes it to Daniel Troll. Tries to find a target, but ultimately goes to no one. And that'll be picked up and sent out of the zone. A goal opportunity for Penn State, but a big hit by Suek. A nice shoulder check by him. But Taurus Terrible downs at the zone. He shoots and a save by Coppola. A huge save by number 29 for his 28th save of the evening.
Boy, oh boy, is that a lot of saves, Andrew. Now we have 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in this period. I know everyone is on their toes, but 4 minutes might not seem like a lot. That is still a crazy amount of gameplay left. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, 4 minutes in hockey go by very quickly. It'll be like an eternity. The way this game's going by, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It's going to feel very quickly to the player on the bench, but it's going to feel a long time for the coaches, for us, for the fans. We're waiting to see if Pitt can tie this up, or for Penn State to see if they want to get the insurance goal. But you got Carson Tyrell down to Audie Ashley in his face. So Penn State wins a draw. At the points, they drop it back to a forward, but ultimately out of zone. Audie Ashley has a breakaway opportunity. He tries to hit Simotari. He shoots, and a save by McFadden. Pass out to Rotolo. He tries to find Ashley with a little blooper, but Ashley has the ball, but not in the slot, and that is taken out of the zone by Raimundo. 4:07 left in this game. And a big hit, but ultimately a shot from Schwarzmiller goes wide. 4 minutes left in this third period as Pitt sends it out of the zone. 3:55 left in this frame. 6-5 is the score. Penn State leads. They have 2 goals in this period. The Pitt's 1. 3:47 left as that is offsides.
You know, Andrew, we're seeing a lot of Augie Ashley here. That is number 7. Augie Ashley, he is everywhere. What did we think of, Pitt over by Penn State's goal? What was that?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, of course. So, Pitt was all over in Penn State's zone. They were fumbling everywhere. Looked like a lot of shots that should have gone in but didn't. What are we making of that?
I'm making of another opportunity where it was a pass instead of a shot. I know there was pressure on Ashley, but I feel like getting the shot, making McFadden do 2 jobs instead of 0, as there was ultimately no shot immediately, was not the right call. Just shoot, keep getting shots on the board, and one of them will go. I know Penn State's has been playing really well, doing a better job managing the rebounds than Duquesne has done, but you got to keep fighting. You can't try the fancy stuff. You just got to keep it simple, especially when you're down by a goal. Sit to what you know works. This is not the time to experiment with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left. Solving an issue especially see in the NHL when teams have issues scoring instead of just playing it simple, sticking to what they know works. They try too many fancy things. I saw it with my New Jersey Devils last year before, in January, they were slumming. They just kept trying to do too much of not getting enough shots, and it resulted in a lot of loss on the scoreboard and the seeds they didn't want. I know as a Rangers fan you enjoy that, but your team wasn't that good last year either.
Yeah. For those tuning in, no, we have a bit of a rivalry going on. I'm a big New York Rangers fan. Shout out New York. I think we're seeing a lot of interesting things going on. I appreciate the comparisons you made to the NHL, Andrew, for poor New Jersey Devils. A lot of these boys, they're looking to keep increasing their gameplay. They're looking to get at the level of those NHL players.
Yeah, and everyone watching the NHL, everyone in Pittsburgh looks up the Crosby, Malkin. Malkin's on the Final Heroes contract. I see someone in front of us wearing a Malkin KHL jersey. A tip, and it almost went. Bill has the punch now with 2:40 left. Pass and a shot by Troll, ultimately not enough on it. Gotta get more mustard on that shot if you're a Troll, but ultimately the punch still in Penn State's end with 2:29 left in this third and final frame. The score is 6-5 Penn State. Penn State 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from their second win against a D1 opponent this season. An impressive accomplishment for the D1 Ice Lions. As that is sent at the Schaefer. He stops, and picking up the puck is Troll, but he lost control. Schaefer's going to pick this one up out of the zone. He's seeing batters having a regroup, fires this one in. Offsides arm is up, quickly goes back down. We have reached a 2-minute warning. There is no stoppage, though, in hockey. As Sebastian Kiley sends this up, and into Pitt's end the puck goes. Sent cross ice to captain. He skates out of the zone. Trying to find opening, find something, but Sebastian Kiley turns the Jets around, enters Pitt's end, and he is immediately met by Anthony Stewart with 105 seconds left. The Serbian is down by very quickly. When will Pitt pull the goalie is a question for Stu Rolnick and his staff. And how will Penn State defend the 6v5 if that opportunity presents itself with 1:30 left, and we finally get a whistle. I'm watching the bench right now to see if a timeout is called. Watch Coppola to see if there's any movement by him. With a neutral zone draw, I don't think so. It's going to risk you lose. But if they push further into their end, I think they might pull the goalie. What do you think?
You know what, Andrew, I wouldn't be surprised. I think this team's starting to turn a little desperate. We do have 1:30 left. I would not be shocked.
So timeout call. Stu Rolnick gathering his troops. Same with Matt Ehrlichman and the Penn State Ice Lions. Matt Ehrlichman, a Penn State alumnus. all coaches are Penn State alums. It's amazing what Penn State has built with their hockey program, not only at the club, but also the NCAA level. Terry Pegula built that team, the Pegula Ice Center, and last year they made the Frozen Four for the first time in program history in just a decade of existence. Quickly becoming an NCAA powerhouse, and now they land Gavin McKenna, a great player with a sweetheart NIL deal to go along with it. I think Penn State the varsity team can make some movements in the Big Ten this year and potentially win a natty.
Yeah, completely, Andrew. And I think those are some moves that, Pittsburgh Panthers men club hockey is looking to make. They're looking to increase themselves. They're looking to maybe one day even reach that NCAA level. But in order to do that, they need to be winning these games. They've done so well so far. They're at a 2-0 streak. But will that streak be broken tonight, Andrew? I'm not sure.
I hope they didn't tie this game up. They got 90 seconds right now. They fortunately a little bit more than just winning games to get an NCAA team, but that's just a start. The good ACHA teams turn into NCAA teams, like Arizona State, like Penn State, like I think Las Vegas is on a 5-year plan to become NCAA. But with these 75 seconds left, let's focus on this game as Pitt looks to tie this one up, and here comes Toppla to the net. Pitt has to really keep this in their end, but as quickly fired out. Can this go in the net? It does not. And icing will be told. A huge bailout for Pitt. It was just so close to getting in the net.
Andrew, if that had gone in, I don't even know what we would do up here in our little makeshift press booth. We were watching that go in. I felt the tension in the audience growing. Those quick couple seconds. Excited to see what happens in this last minute and 4 seconds. 34 shots on goal.
Extra Thatcher out. Pitt has 3 players in the back. A tie up after the draw. Puck is still loose. Trying to keep this in the zone, but it goes out of the zone again. This one will be an icing again. But important seconds killed for Penn State. Pitt has to control after the draw, Maxine.
Yeah, these icings, they just keep hitting. Penn State is really making it obvious what they're trying to do here. Score in this empty goal. Those shots just aren't making it in. But, these icings, is it really worth the time it's taking to try and shoot there for Penn State?
Well, on one hand, it kills time. One hand, it gets the insurance. On the other hand, very, very dangerous to keep having repeat offensive zone faceoffs for the other team.
Completely agree, Andrew. Completely agree.
Ashley, take this draw for Pitt. He wins the draw up to the points. Peluso has the puck. He wraps it around. Pitching that up is Troll. He tries to send this one to the slot. Puck still in the end. Peluso pitches up again. Passes to Pezo. He tries to fire the slot. Troll passes it to Ashley. 39 seconds left. A slapper, a shot, and they score! They score! A beautiful slap shot by Alex Peluso set the scene for that goal. I didn't see how that went in the net. I'm going to be curious to see who they rule that to, but we talk about the dangers of defensive zone faces for Penn State, and just like clockwork, Pitt tied it up after the faceoff. They won. Credit to Audie Asher for winning that very important draw, and credit to these Pitt fans for staying to the conclusion of this amazing exhibition of hockey.
Completely agree, Andrew. These are going to be a tense last 25 seconds. I'm predicting we're going to go into overtime, but who knows? This game has been up and down, up and down. If you thought you knew the Pitt Panthers, maybe you might be thinking differently after tonight.
Yeah, 25 seconds left. If nobody scores in that 22 seconds, then we will go to 3v3 overtime. Peluso is getting credit for the goal, but now Audie Asher is about to give it to Seward. Seward moving in. The puck is still loose. 8 seconds left. A shot from a bad angle doesn't go. 4 seconds left. Precious time is only happened. 2 seconds left. 1 second left. Still pinned, and no. We will go to 3v3. Sudden death overtime.
Wow. That was an amazing third period, especially those tense last couple seconds. I know I was a little worried about our Pitt Panthers. Andrew, what do you think?
I was worried too, but I trust Durona. I trusted Audie Ashley to win that draw, but let's send it down quickly to Natalie with what she saw down there.
From the beginning all the way to the very end, Pitt scoring within the last 30 seconds. It's clear that they've been wanting this win. They've been trying for the past 3 periods. They've really been working at making sure they don't get behind Penn State or anything like that, which has been shown with over 70 shots overall. These teams are they're a great matchup. They're good for each other. Like, they've all had their work cut out for them, and it's honestly just a question now on who can get the puck in the back of the net first, because we're heading into overtime. Both these teams are really good. They've both shown that they deserve this win, and now it just comes down to who can do it first, and it's going to be very exciting to see, and we're going to see who's going to win. But yeah, back to you, Maxine and Andrew.
Alrighty, thank you for that, Natalie. We got to talk Twitch here, Maxine. Alex Beluso, first goal of the season, a beautiful slouch shot, a key face-off win by Audie Ashley. He's out to start overtime. Quickly, what do you expect from Pitt in overtime?
I expect them playing to win here. They got a big crowd here. That awesome goal by junior Alex Beluso, number 41. We're really hoping for the best here, and I think we are starting this game, Andrew. Let's see how this overtime works out for these Pitt Panthers. Again, this is a 3-on-3. They got some awesome people up.
Pitt wins the faceoff. Aiden Foster, the lone defender for the Panthers. Audie Ashley and Saltino Moltari are the forwards. Ashley states in. He's trying to make a move, trying to get past Penn State's defense. Whoever has the best speed will win in overtime. But Nathan Whitney gets out of zone. He has head of steam. Trying to get around Foster. 3 stops, trying to set something up. He passes that one up to Kylie. Tries to go for the back door to Whipkey, but ultimately he couldn't be there. Connect. 4.5 minutes left in overtime. 5 minutes at 3v3 here. If still tied, we go to a shootout. But Schwartz no enters the zone. And it is poked away by Suet. And that's passed to Foster. He won't get there in time. So still in Pitt's end. And that is passed up to Suet. Fed to Rip. As Suet changes, Rip sitting behind the net. He's trying to wrap it around. And Rip still has control of the puck. He lost control of potential breakaway for Shoresmiller, and a big stop by Peluso. Alex Peluso set his game to overtime and kept this game going on. And we will have a penalty. Pitt will go to the power play in overtime. So 4v3 here at the Alpha Ice Islands with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left.
Yeah, I think Pitt is being really good at taking advantage of these golden ticket opportunities, exactly how you coined it, Andrew. This power play might be just what they need to take the win here. This has been an aggressive game so far, just in general, but also this tiny little amount of time we've been on the ice. Andrew, you thinking we're going to hit the goal here?
We shall see. Last time Willie wanted, they Pitt a golden ticket. They got a supply of chalk for the last 5 minutes. They might want another supply here, but Penn State's able to win the faceoff, and that is slapped out of the zone. But chasing with the head of steam is Rosinski. Out of his net is Topla. Sends that up, but goes right to Partridge. Partridge trying to wrap it around, pass it up, but ultimately goes right to Peterson, who struggles to stay afloat. And now Trinidad has it. A Pitt able to push this into Penn State's end. Edward Pezo with the puck. Up to Foster at the points. Again, 4v3 thanks to man advantage. Up again to Foster. He's walking the line at the slot. Up to Foster again. Trying to pass this 1-2 Paisley, sent out the zone. Skozinski has the puck. Has to get around Foster here, but Foster making a good angle to keep him at the boards. And a hit on Partridge. And Josh Rip has time, has space. He dishes it to Pietrzyk. And Pietrzyk lost control. Control is not working for Pitt in this overtime, as that is fired out of the zone. 60 seconds left on the Penn State penalty. And 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in overtime. And that is backhanded behind the boards for Audie Ashley. He passes it to Peluso. Alex Peluso dumps the puck in. He is chasing. Ashley, Peluso, Suet, and Moltari are the 4 out there for Pitt. And that is blocked in by Suet. Sounds the points by Peluso. Backhanded at the point, and a shot didn't go. A key save by McFadden. 3 seconds left the penalty. A D-to-D pass. Pass again to Moltari, looking for that one-timer. He had an open net, but couldn't control. Placing pressure is Kyle Lynch. A saucer pass up to Ashley in the neutral zone. He feeds it to Moltari. He enters at his team, and he is taken down. Another penalty on Penn State. And Pitt will have 13 seconds of 5v3 action.
Andrew, this crowd is electric. They're screaming, there's cheers, especially for Augie Ashley. Cheers from a fellow team member. This is becoming such an intense game. Andrew, what are we thinking?
So 5v3 for Pitt. This is a must capitalize opportunity. This is the goal intended Pitt is looking for to end this game. So they will not let Alex Bluso on the ice. He jumped too late. But 2 minutes and seconds left. Pitt, these are the best 13 seconds they will have this game. But they got to be careful what they do. Penn State wins the faceoff. Having the puck is Moltari. He has 6 seconds left. A slap shot! And it's saved by McFadden. And we are at the 5v4 until there is a whistle.
This is a golden
Sent
opportunity
around
here.
the boards. Pitt again, another power play opportunity. Didn't score on the first one, but it is now 5v4 until a whistle, as I just said. Peluso, as he states it in. Peluso passes up to the point. A shot right pays on the rebound. They score! The Pitt Panthers come back 3 times in this game to win 7-6 against the Penn State Ice Lions. And that scene, this was an amazing display of hockey, all from all attributes.
Andrew, I am amazed. They came back. It was looking rough. The puck was going everywhere. It was looking rough, but these boys came back, and boy, oh boy, did they celebrate all in one big huddle. The energy in here is great. All smiles from the Pitt side. These fans must be very happy they came out to see this winning game. It was a tight one, but it was a good one.
But what a game for us to have the crowd here for as they shake their hands. But Anthony Sua just announced as the goal scorer, without a doubt, my first star of the night.
Yeah, completely. I totally agree. You know, all these boys are absolutely killing it. I really enjoyed, I know he wasn't part of this final thing, but I really enjoyed how Eddie Pezzo plays. He is one of Pitt's best players. He is secure. He knows what he's doing, and he's not afraid to win and help his team through it. Eddie Pezzo, definitely one of mine.
Yeah, my second star is Alex Peluso. Got the game time goal. Great job on defense at the points. On offense as well. All around terrific job by the defender who wears number 41.
Yeah, completely agree. Also, cannot miss that Augie Ashley, number 7. He played a good, long, hard game today. Again, that number 7, he is a sophomore. You know, he was killing it. He's a winger. Absolutely killed it.
Audie Ashley, your third star?
Completely.
All right, Audie Ashley. Also, got to give credit to Santina Moltari, Quentin Schaefer for scoring in the second period. That was an amazing display of hockey we had the privilege of seeing today, and it was even better that we had the students here, too.
I completely agree with you, Andrew. This has been such a good game, and Andrew, it has been so lovely calling this with you.
Yeah, I believe we have one more sideline report from Natalie Fogel. Natalie, what did you see from down there?
Well, that was a very intense game. While Pitt wasn't in the lead a lot of this game, they did have that one point where they were 4-3. They ended with this win, and it's clear that they wanted it. They've put in the effort. They've been trying for all 3 periods plus the overtime, and it was a very physical overtime. We had 2 penalties from Penn State, but they didn't let that get them down. They put in the work, they tried, and they ended with the win. And now they can say they've been 3-3 with rival games, which is a great feeling for Pitt. Great way to start their season. Not saying they get to now relax. They still got a whole season ahead of them, but I'm sure that's a great feeling to go for their season and to give them a confidence booster for the rest of the games they have to come. That's all for me. I'm Natalie Fogel. Back to Maxine and Andrew.
All righty, so Pitt next game will be October 3rd against Appalachian State. They will travel down south for that one. They'll be back home on October 17th against Navy. A lot of big games coming up. They will play the D1 Delaware Blue Hens in their conference, a team Penn State played against, lost in overtime as well, but gotta give credit where credit is due, Matt Zine. Penn State, 3 games against D1 opponents, 4 points.
Yeah, Andrew, you know what? Penn State, they fought hard. These Ice Lions did not come to mess around tonight. They did an absolutely excellent job. I'm really excited to see how they're playing for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Pitt will be back home at the Alpha Ice House on October 17th against Navy. A lot of big games coming up, and this was a great game. We got the broadcast, the students, the energy, the gameplay, the 13 goals scored. It's an amazing job, and an amazing job by our wonderful production team here at the Pitt Broadcasting Club. We thank you, all our producers, directors, tech directors, camera ops, as well as my broadcast partner, Matt Steen. This is Andrew Bialek saying thank you and good night from Alpha Ice Complex.